Welcome, everybody, once again to Min to Max 20. This afternoon, we will be continuing our Graveblade Inquisition Strike Team Stray arc. Unfortunately, we do not have our fearless captain, Tiberius, with us tonight. He missed a flight. Flight got rescheduled, and then they said, you know what? Make it during D&D. So, fortunately, he is not here, but he is with us in spirit. I will be trying to become as equally unhinged as he is. But we'll see how that pans out. But yeah, we'll just be jumping right in here unless anyone has anything. Anybody? Good?
No.
All right, let's just go ahead and jump into this recap. Let me go ahead and make sure actually everything is set on the stream because we obviously had a technical difficulty last time, so let me just make sure it's good.
Turn up the intensity to 3.
The intensity?
Intensity.
We are?
3.
Intensity.
All right, boys. We doing this thing? Let's do this thing.
Yeah, let's get into it.
All right, so.
Just...
Oh, I'll put my phone right here. So, actually, over here.
Get it.
All right, so last we left off, you all managed to make your way through this odd, long hallway of skulls that were trying. Well, actually, some it tried on others, but it managed to dominate a handful of you after a perilous kind of, handful of minutes trying to get you guys all through that hall and bursting through the doors of the next. You guys found yourself in this kind of interesting maze-like realm. You guys determined and deduced that these kind of gemstones that are set on these various walls throughout this labyrinth, as when pressed, they would shift and they would change kind of the pathway in which you could navigate your way through. So as you all kind of recollecting that the recon automaton would have most likely gone left and just following that kind of in this space as well, you guys relatively quickly, I would say, managed to navigate through. Tabix losing a lot of cool points, but making them up a little bit later in the space. But you guys eventually made your way into this large triangular room where there was a puzzle that needed to be solved with water and levers and all sorts of different things. Thankfully, Tabix, with the riddle being, decrypting the riddle pretty quickly, managed to solve the puzzle room and then a trapdoor opened up underneath his feet, at which point everyone kind of one by one eventually made their way through, which led to a treasure room of some sort.
Question real quick.
What?
Would we have thought about if the recon robot would have even done the puzzle?
I mean, you didn't.
All right.
Though, yeah, anyway, chances are probably not, but I mean, you guys did figure out that the door out of that room was open, so it would have, you could have been led, but you guys decided to solve it, and because of that, you guys ended up making your way to the treasure room where, where Tabix opened up a large chest, at which point it was just an absolute shit ton of coins were produced, copper to platinum. However, pretty quickly after you got down there, Tiberius it just bamped out of the room with the portal, and things kind of waterfalled or kind of what's the word? Whirlpool? No, things just kind of went downhill a little bit from there as different people ended up on one side of the maze, another group on the other. Tabix and Brother Valdis, you guys ended up back at the beginning, while Tiberius, Dallin, and Suvetha managed to go forward. In the interim of time, while they progressed and they made their way to another connecting hallway, there's a little bit of beef that went down. Tiberius wanted to scout the next room, Dallin trying to hold back the captain. There was a little bit of squandering. However, and I will preface that this kind of portion of time was, unfortunately, the audio was cut during the last episode. So it was during this period of time that the audio kind of bugged that Captain Tiberius wanted to go forward and scout. Dallin was saying that it'd be best to just hold tight. Suvetha gave his 2 cents in terms of you never know what could be on the other side of that door, so might not be worth it. Tiberius was adamant. There was a scuffle a little bit. A spell was used. Some chaos kind of ensued. So some trust with Suvetha was broken a bit, or at least some understandings as to where he maybe lied in the group, where he was maybe previously confused. However, After a bit of time, Tiberius did go forward, checked out the room, and realized that there was a threat. There was something beyond, a giant lizard of some sort. At which point, as he came back to report, the group that went back to the beginning managed to meet up with the group, and we left off with everybody kind of having this discussion of what was further on in and what needed to be done to progress. So, with that, let's go ahead and jump into tonight's episode. And let me go ahead and set the music a bit here.
Starting off, I do have one question. Why is it easier to roll multiple ones than it is to roll multiple 20s?
What? Is it easy? It's statistically not easier.
But realistically, it is.
Easy for this guy.
But realistic. I guess that's true. I guess like statistically it's not, but yeah, I see what you're saying.
I was warming up the 20s, and I just got like 5 ones.
Oh well, that's
a skill issue.
Hey,
if
get
I've ever heard one.
get those out now because it's only gonna
I
get
will
weirder
say-
from here.
Connor did try to kill me in our action run, and I
Yeah.
nat 20'd him 3 in a row. Out of 5 rolls, 3 of them were nat 20.
Yeah, see, I don't. I just
He was shooting cluster bombs at me, and I dodged it.
damn. All right, so as we jump back into tonight, Tiberius
Yeah,
having just come
crazy,
back and
yeah.
everyone meeting up, Tiberius did just mention that that there was a giant lizard of some sort, and he had also seen that there was hundreds, from what he could just see in the immediate vision of he entered into that room, of statues, and he had then kind of alluded to the fact that it potentially might have been something that a creature that might be able to turn entities to stone. At which point, you guys kind of all rolled a little bit of a history check, and you guys, a couple of your guys' group could deduce that it potentially could fall within the realm of a basilisk of some sort or something similar. And that is where we'll jump in. What do you guys want to do? What do you guys want to say?
There was no other way but through the room.
Unfortunately, there was not. No, at least not what I could see. I was only in there for a moment before he kind of like eyeballs over to you, Dolan, kind of just like a split second, and then catches himself before I came back and met back up with the group. Also, what happened to you two? As he kind of gestures over to Tabex and Brother Valdez. Where were you?
We just came out at the beginning. Once we stepped on that stone, we followed you. You just weren't there.
You dumbasses! No, that's
I was telling you, there's only
Hey.
one place they could have been.
Slight miscalculation.
The good news is we gotta pick up that treasure we missed. So win-win for me, us. Win. All 5 of us.
So knowing,
At which point you look over and you can see like a coin slowly kind of slide out the flap of Suvetha's bag and hit the ground as you say all this. He took the time to also gather some coins.
So, after gathering the information of the room about hundreds of statues, I will turn to Suvetha. To your knowledge, how many others, suppose, is it common that others test their luck in the maze?
Honestly, I am not entirely sure as to how many other individuals have come through. Like I said, I started out with originally a party, and when we entered in down to the, back into the labyrinth, we obviously saw the Dread Arena. So I'm not exactly sure what or how this place is connected. It was through my time that I managed to pick up that the labyrinth itself was called the Dread Labyrinth of Kelvakrin. I would assume that maybe in some ways that maybe Kelvakrin maybe made the labyrinth, or he owns it, or something. But in terms of encountering other individuals while traversing it, I did not come across those that were not known to me already. Besides, I'd say the first, I saw obviously evidence of people perishing, other entities perishing, but I did not find entities alive. Besides going into the Dread Arena and seeing what I saw in terms of just the weird alien-like kind of collaboration that was going on in the fight pit. So I'm not really sure.
It's strange. A room of hundreds of corpses, but you have not encountered any others.
I'm not sure. I really can't tell you, unfortunately. But we also don't know how long maybe this room has been here, which is kind of what I just kind of deduce a lot of this stuff too. Is I feel like time is probably where a lot of these things come together in the strange kind of workings. Like this room up ahead could be, you know, hundreds of years old. This creature, we don't know how old, so maybe that's what makes sense of it. But I don't know. I feel like there's a certain point where I just stopped questioning it, and I just tried to continue to navigate the best of my abilities will allow me. So,
Could we proceed?
Knowing or having done missions with the Inquisition, is there like a standard period of time where should you exceed like being out this long that you're supposed to recall?
So generally, so your wonderful captain has not been keeping tabs to the bunker. So there's that already, which is kind of a little bit of a. And I give them opportunities. Hey, Eric, if you're watching this, I'm giving you opportunities, and you haven't, so it's fine. I mean, that's your choice though, and that's totally fine. But generally, there's communications, and generally, when you keep in communication, is where you can get information. In terms of like what maybe what the mission's value, whether it is or is not. I will say you guys would know that it's been roughly, you don't know exact dead on, but I would say just because of your time, you guys obviously keep a tentative a time schedule. So you guys are roughly at 6 hours in operation. Operations can range from anywhere between maybe I would say 8 to 10 on average, ranging no more or I'd say a little bit less frequently, probably 16, and generally if it can be helped, no more than 24, and that's like 24 is like the you better be heading back, or like you should be already heading back and being at the pod by hour 24.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's an extended operation, but that is very strictly announced, and that is kind of hard. That is far and few between, and that's usually like multiple strike team operations. It's not just like single people or single teams or whatever it is.
So I'd had a plan for maybe getting past the basilisk. I could potentially blind it if I'm able to get onto it. And then maybe we could find a way past.
Well, I know in my arsenal, I have access to a couple of spells that could help us as well in terms of getting through here. When I was in there, it did not seem to be active. Fortunately, it seemed to be sleeping or in a rest kind of like state. So, I could give us all an advantage when it comes to stealthing through the room, or we could go at a different approach. However, I do think that time is of the essence. We obviously need to get through here and get the operation done and head back. And so I think that if we can avoid a conflict, it make it much easier on us.
Okay, my terrain boots are still active, right? Because I activated the second time in the.
And they last for about an hour.
Yeah.
Is it an hour, or I think it's an hour, right?
I think so. Yeah. Let me go double check.
Yeah, double check. But if it's an hour, then because of the little bit of a timing thing, I would say no.
To only be what?
No, yeah. Well, because it was pretty quick. You activated them to get down that pool, so I would say yeah. You probably still have like a good half an hour.
Terrain boots. 1 hour, yeah.
Yeah, so you should still you have at least another half hour.
So I could poise above it if I'm able to sneak above it, and I would be able to be ready in case it wakes up, while the rest of you sneak around. And should it wake up, I can descend on it and we can fight it. But if you guys make it through, then I can just continue on and join you on the other side.
The only thing with that is that my spell that would allow us to get through easier with stealth requires you to be within a certain amount of feet of me. So I would need everyone to be close. And that's just one of those things where we can have a contingent plan, or we could be safe and, or not safe, but take the, less variables to get through.
Although I believe being prepared for a fight is probably on the better side with Brother Valdis being how he is.
Okay. Then we can do that. You can go ahead and you set yourself up, and then using my spell, I can get the majority of us probably around, or at least attempt to get around this beast, and then you can just meet us on the other side of the room.
I believe this will work out best. Is there anything anyone would be able to help me stay silent with? That is not limited in range, I imagine.
My spell requires me to concentrate, so I can only have it going at this point.
Alright, I guess I'll just have to do my best.
Oh, guidance is only 1 minute. Never mind.
I mean, depending on how long it takes me to get up there.
Yeah, I can maybe help you out. I'll cast guidance on him. Actually, I'll wait until we go in.
Yeah, wait until we're ready. Let me go through my spells again real quick. Nope, not
Suvetha chimes in. Is our plan to fight if it wakes up, or are we going to be running to the other side of the room? How large is this room? Tiberius says. It was tall. It's dark in there. It was hard for me to tell. The ceiling went up quite a ways and across. I couldn't really see across, so we're gonna have to just.
Does anyone have any? Is anyone able to create any darkness?
Suvetha shakes his head.
Negative.
I point at Captain Tiberius.
He's. So anyway,
Wait.
you get flashbacks to the hunger of Hadar spell as you're getting slurped, and hear the sleeming of the.
All right,
the darkness.
That unfortunately is different.
He doesn't even leave it. He just looks, makes eye contact with you, just turns to the rest of the group.
If the gaze turns you to stone, hasty retreat seems the best option.
I'm going to, should things go south, I'm going to attempt to blind it so it won't be able to find any of us. And hopefully we'll be able to either escape or kill it.
How do we know that sight is what it relies on? Is that just based off your previous knowledge of creatures you have come across?
Would I know anything about them? That they have eyes at all?
I mean, so the thing is, you were relating that, like, just like correlating knowledge. Like, you were like, oh, like the creature that came to mind in the material plane would be a basilisk that turns creatures to stone. However,
would I know anything about basilisks?
In
Could
what?
I potentially roll for
You
that?
know that
they have eyes. If they have eyes, I'm assuming it's relying on sight to find us.
No, Samantha was mainly saying, like, relying on sight to petrify, to turn to stone. We don't know.
Well, I understand if whether it's sight or whether it's some other method. If it can't find you, then I doubt it'll be able to turn you to stone.
Well, I guess we'll have to find out. I'm not sure. Tiberius just kind of. I wasn't able to see anything. Well, I think that we should just go in and.
I guess we'll try our best bet.
Yeah, I mean, my vote is to just go, hightail it across the room if we can, and make it out before anything gets too precarious. Because the last thing I want is for your group to suffer the same results as mine.
Well, our group currently includes you, so it's definitely in everyone's best interest.
All right.
So I'll go next to the entrance and just mentally prepare.
Okay. So as you make your way over to the entrance, the door is just sitting, holding closed. You can see the scrawling kind of up over the arch kind of frame of the door, stone frame of the door with the kind of the light glistening kind of purplish runes over it. You going in?
I'm gonna go a couple feet past.
You going through the door?
Yeah, like I'm gonna quietly, as quietly as I can. I'm gonna go a couple feet through the door.
Okay, so as you have to, it's the same thing that you open and you can kind of see that kind of like void like space kind of what that you've kind of seen, kind of the lights and whatnot as you kind of get thrust through as the doors come to a close, one by one. Dolan, you go through first. Who's going through next?
I'll go in next.
Tabix, you go through next.
I'll follow him.
Okay, Brother Valdis, and then I'll just say Suvetha goes through, then Tiberius. All right, my friends, let's go ahead and pull up Tailspire as we now do this thing.
Oh, word.
Oh yeah, boy. All right, let me
Update.
Oh, and I'm gonna actually pause the music here briefly because we do have music for the in the actual game itself. So
In game, all right.
play that.
IG. Update.
Oh my gosh, you guys didn't update your
It's
Tailspire? How
probably
did you
a
not?
50 megabyte update. I haven't had another
50
one since that
gigs. All right, hold on. Oh yeah.
Oh, probably. Sorry, I'll stay updating, bro.
Honestly, I feel like my game's doing the same thing now. What? It's not.
Oh, is it Steam is updating?
one. Oh, you haven't even opened Steam.
Oh yeah.
I touch grass. Sorry.
Bro always does not prep for the game he enjoys with his friends.
Broth.
Broeth.
Broseth.
Bro,
Brosaya. My game isn't even opening, so.
I'm on, bro.
I guess I'm host and all the players.
Bro, yep.
So I guess,
run us through the
just
encounter.
give me your stream key.
Give you the
Give
stream
me
key.
your stream key. Give me the DM.
on live air. Just say my stream key is XX420 Sniper God. Actually, I don't even know. I clicked. I open. Everything's opening now at once. Oops. Let me shift over though to Tailspire here.
Which one do I join? Is it the
Hold on.
Festering Woods?
No, I'll summon you to the board. You just go into that one, and then I'll summon you guys over. Whoa! There's a lot of audio going on here. What the hell?
Go to Festering Woods and then you'll.
Yeah,
summon us?
I'll summon you guys. Yeah, this game audio kind of loud though. What the heck?
Waiting on GM.
Yep. Hold on. Please hold. Oh
Good old
man.
grandma.
The old grandmama. Okay. What am I doing? There we go. Ba 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 bo 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 bo. Oh, I need to turn.
Booey.
Actually. Oh, I can just do that. Yeah, let me do that. Sorry, 1 second. My entire game is exploding. Which one is this? Nope. There we go. All right, we'll do that. Okay, let me summon you all to my board. How do I do that? How do I... Oh, right here. Players. Okay, it says you guys are being summoned. Okay, my master volume needs to go way down.
You are summoning us.
Okay. Oh, I don't think I gave you guys permissions actually for your characters. Let me do that.
Oh yeah, you can see. Okay.
Player permissions. This will be you.
I can't see shit.
Yes, sir.
Literally cannot see right now.
I'm actually seeing
I just
nothing.
made you. Yeah, okay.
I am not seeing.
I am
Player
seeing.
permission. Okay.
Oh shit.
Nope, I just gave. There we go. All right, so you went through first. So it would be Dolan. You're at the kind of the front here, going in just a little bit, and then it would be brother. No, it's Tabix that went through second. So Tabix, you're here.
And I would avoid making light. I guess I can't see anything then.
Yeah, it kind of sucks, doesn't it? And then it would be Brother Valdis who goes through. So you guys are going to have to clear a little bit of a path here, just so that you guys can all kind of pour through here. And
I'll
then...
step forward.
Yeah, I got you. So I'll just say, Dolan, you're kind of a little bit ahead, just to make room for everybody. And honestly, you guys can be a little bit closer than the proximity of this anyway, only because, like, obviously you guys' minifigs are kind of occupying a little more space. But this is generally roughly what it is. So, as you guys step through here, I hear a sick guitar riff in the distance. What?
Oh, yeah.
So as you guys make your way through this space, you can see, and they actually zoom back. You can see. Sorry, I'm gotta get a couple things set up here. Actually, that's fine for now. So you can see towards the middle of this space, and the only reason why you can see this is because there's some sort of lights within the actual kind of interior of this chamber. You can see to the left and right of the kind of the ground level of this room, probably about maybe, I would say, maybe 70 to 100 feet or so off. You can see that there's these two pillars that are jetting up off the ground. At the top of them, you can see flames kind of just flickering back and forth, kind of just oddly kind of just suspended in the air. And these kind of sources of light are reflecting this kind of raised up section of the stair, or of the center portion of this chamber. And you can hear, and kind of just because of this kind of the flickering kind of at the edges of these lights, you can see this kind of outline of a lizard-like kind of exterior of a body, this large creature. As you just hear, you can hear it breathing deeply. You can, and then also amongst this kind of visual space, you can also smell this kind of pungent, kind of gross, decaying kind of smell, like this kind of very strong odor of bad breath in this chamber. It's almost like it's like this bad breath kind of smell, and there's like a kind of a increase in humidity as well. Directly in front of you, and that's just kind of where your eyes go, only because that's where the light is. And as your eyes kind of get a little more like accustomed to the space after the first couple 10-15 seconds, you can see in front of you are numerous statues. Unfortunately, Tailspire only has one set of statue. At least that is in humanoid kind of shape. So all the statues in the Tailspire representation are just in one motion. However, you can see in the actual world about 4 or 5 of these figures, humanoid figures. Can't really tell necessarily. One looks like a distinct dragonborn, because just obviously there's just so much different facial kind of features and kind of stature wise. But you see a handful of these figures all suspended kind of in this animated kind of stone-like kind of position. As you can see, just they're all rushing kind of towards you, which you can infer they're probably making their way for the door before they were turned to stone. And that is kind of, at least in the immediate sections of this hall, you can see this kind of group. But as your eyes adjust and you kind of start to discern and pick out more of these statues, you can just see the whole room. You can see statues of people kind of half like already like falling on the ground, a couple kind of laying down, kind of one almost like sitting down, kind of hands in head, kind of just kneeling. Just all frozen in different positions and poses. Off to the left, in the far left of the chamber, and to the right of the chamber, you can see illuminating the space kind of incrementally down the way. You can see just infrequently, but you do see a couple different torch kind of holding sconces, and similar kind of just hovering kind of flames illuminating dimly this interior space. So you at least can kind of see where your left and right boundaries are, and kind of where the central kind of section of this space is, but it is difficult to see regardless. Additionally, last point of kind of note here is you can also see kind of just scattered amongst the space, kind of almost at your feet where you are, and just across the floor you can see just rubble. and it kind of takes a second. Your eyes still trying to do their best to adjust, but there's even kind of off to the left of where you guys, your kind of group collectively sits. You can see like a busted torso and an arm of rubble. And then as you kind of look, and you can see like a busted kind of head, and you can see that this kind of stone debris is body parts and is fragmentation of what these statues were. What are you doing?
What am I able to see? Am I able to see like the rough shapes of everything in the room?
Make a perception check with disadvantage.
Fuck. Actually, I would like to drink my poison cure.
Okay.
I had wanted to do this beforehand.
Okay.
at
That's
the
fine.
start of the
Yeah.
episode,
Go ahead and take your poison removal. Negate you no longer have 2 levels of poison. And then you don't have to add that to the. Yeah, we'll just say that like you were doing that while everyone was talking in the back room. You kind of just, you took it down, and I'll just kind of retroactively, as you kind of downed it. It takes a little bit, but you can feel the effects as your body. You were kind of running slightly hot. You were sweating, just even doing simple tasks. Your body was achy, and over the last couple minutes, you've felt the poison recede, and you're now feeling back to 100%.
Awesome.
I will say in a low tone. I guess.
Oh my god,
I'm
2
sorry,
19s? Technically, or 3.
319? 2319?
Well, it was cocked about to be 19. I re-rolled it. I got another 19.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So that would be
Correct.
20 total.
20 total.
And,
Okay.
Basically, I'm just like, am I able to climb up and get above whatever's in the center? And can I actually see it, the form of it in the center with the sconces?
Yeah. Once we get to that, Brother Vol, or let me get back to you, Brother Volus. What do you want to do?
Do I need to roll perception? Just because you already described how
to get any more detail. Go ahead. Sorry.
So you already described that these statues were already moving towards the door, so their back would be towards the creature. Do I need to roll perception for that or no?
No. So you could kind of see that dimly, because obviously there's a little bit of light in here. Naturally your eyes can adjust. I will say I do wish that the Tailspire actually illuminated a little bit better. I feel like the Tailspire lights they illuminate, but it's
pretty dark.
Yeah, it's not as much as they would actually be revealing. So yeah, you'd be able to see that there are these 4 or 5 kind of statues all rushing towards you, and yes, their backs would be towards the creature in the middle.
Are you able to create lights in the editor? Just points of light, not necessarily things that give off light. It's where you could just fill the room with light.
No, I don't know. I have to look, but I'm obviously not gonna do that right now.
All right, yeah. I need just
will.
an idea.
Can I just a second? I'm gonna walk back through the door.
Okay. As you come through, do you cast guidance? Well, I guess it wouldn't really matter. As you go through the door, you turn right around, you go back to the door. You guys all hear the doors kind of open, and as Tabix goes back through, and the doors though go, and they echo in the hall. Is it?
Oh my god.
Oh wait, would I have known that sound would be made?
It's subtle enough. It's not like do-doom. It's just as it relatches. Everyone holds their breath for a second, like what the hell is going on? But yes, you go back through. What are you doing back through?
I'm waiting to see if anyone follows me.
Okay, you're back through. Dallin, as you're looking around, you can see that these lights, both off the kind of the left hand wall. Well, actually, I guess both of them because they're equally kind of placed. But you can see the light emitting from these kind of central pillars that are supporting these flames in the middle, and then the wall torch light to the left and right. They are reflecting enough. The light is reflecting off these large, kind of tall pillars that you can see, kind of rectangular pillars. What was it exactly that you wanted to look again for?
Basically, just the rough shape of the room.
Yeah, so you can see
I'm
these,
able to like tell all the shapes of the room.
you can see that there's they're like these four pillars that are supporting the rooms in some fashion. You can see with the light illumining the space, you can see that there is a large creature, you know, in the middle of the room, sleeping, slumbering, resting of some sort. You can see that the intensity of debris on the ground significantly increases the closer you get to the middle of the room. And yeah, you can just continue to depict just, you know, dozens and dozens of these statues.
Okay.
I will say in a low tone, it would appear petrification may not be a direct gaze. Look at how all the statues are in disarray in all different directions, facing in all directions. Should we reevaluate? Should we stick as a group?
I'm still confident that it won't be able to petrify us if it can't find
I
us.
would say with your guys' speaking, make stealth checks. I will say though, as you guys entered into the room, Tiberius will he will cast Pass Without Trace for the group.
What does that do for us?
It gives everyone a +10 to their stealth check.
Do I notice no one's followed through the door?
It is like you've just gotten through. It's been like maybe 20, 30 seconds. Give me 1 second.
If it's been 20, 30, I will go back through the door.
Okay.
Always preying on our downfall.
Did you want to do anything in that time?
Nope.
Okay. So yeah, so I would say he has Pass Without Trace. Father Valdis, make your stealth check, and Dallin, make a stealth check.
All right, 30.
Nice. You add +10.
Yeah.
Todd.
Oh, +10, easy.
Actually, I will say for this, everybody needs to make a stealth check. I would say, as you guys have like you're on the initial, you don't need to, but you guys have been in here for just a little bit of time, so I will say that there now needs to be.
I stand so still that he can't see me.
Thankfully, with the
28.
With the +10, 28. Damn.
I got 19.
Hell yeah.
Well,
Dude, I got 19
still.
as well.
Stand so still.
And so many
that-
19s.
So Tiberius 27, Suvetha 23. Yeah, that Pass Without Trace, clutch. So as Tiberius, as you guys were you guys are starting to speak, Tiberius, you can hear kind of mumbling under his breath, and you can see that out of him, out of his person, you can see this aura of kind of like shadow and kind of just this kind of shadowy kind of what does it say here? Pass Without Trace. Yeah, it's kind of shadow and kind of veil of just kind of darkness. It's not like, you know, darkness like the spell. It's just it kind of wraps around you guys, makes you guys more difficult to see. It's almost like this weird kind of mist like kind of magical kind of aura that he is now emitting from himself. So yeah. So there you go. Nice. Continue if you'd like to. I will say as you're waiting out there, Tabix, you come back through. As you go back through, you the door kind of closes back behind you. Immediately as you come through, you can kind of see this kind of weird kind of mist and shadow kind of around, and then all of a sudden, it's kind of like whirling around kind of the group, kind of emitting from Tiberius, and then you're kind of sitting there, and as you come through, you can kind of almost feel yourself get hit with this magic as Tiberius then selects you within the spell as well. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, for the duration, each creature you choose within 30 feet of you, including you, has a +10. So yeah, he chooses you as you enter into it, and it's up to an hour. So.
Okay.
All right, what would you guys like to do?
I would like to use my divine intervention. So I'm gonna say a little prayer. I'm gonna cast silence centered on the beast.
Okay, first make your stealth check with the +10.
Damn it! I don't have my dice.
Oh, roll.
Boy, what the hell, boy?
He said, we gotta use our dice this session.
22 minus. I have 2 points of poison. 22 minus whatever that is.
So -2, so 20. Do you have any dex? Do you have a stealth proficiency?
No,
or no,
but I'm also in heavy armor, so do I get disadvantage?
You would have disadvantage, yeah. So would you, Brother Valdus.
Rerolling.
Okay, so yeah, it'd be 20.
Even if I stand very still.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I got a 20.
I think that still beats its passive perception.
Okay.
We don't know. It
Yeah,
could be
20.
47.
Bro, it's actually 64. You guys are all doomed. Okay. Sorry. Okay, so now everyone is stealth. Divine Intervention. That is... Wait, that's changed. So what does Divine Intervention do now for the cleric?
You can call upon your deity or pantheon to intervene on your behalf as a magic action. Choose any divine spell at 5th level or lower that doesn't require a reaction to cast. As part of the same action, you can cast that spell without expending a spell slot or needing material components. You can gain it on a long rest.
Damn.
It's just a discount
Easy.
wish. That's actually
Yeah.
insane.
That's crazy, bro.
And then you said silence, yeah?
Yes.
20-foot radius. And you said centered, obviously, kind of where you can see where this beast is.
Si, senor.
Okay.
Wait a sec. If it's in a silence field, does it not emit sound, or can it not hear sound from outside?
There
the
is
field?
no
Sound
sound
can't
in that
penetrate.
area.
For the duration, no sound can be created within or pass through a 20-foot radius sphere centered on a point you choose. Any creature object inside the sphere is immune to thunder damage, and creatures are deafened while entirely inside it.
So when the captain said, "Does anyone else have a spell that can get us through here?"
Tabix hadn't fully woken up yet.
And you didn't pipe up.
He
And
forgot
Tabix-
he can pray.
So as you
okay, some player you are.
so you guys are all kind of looking at Tabix anyway. Like, why did you go through? Or like the door, and then you came back immediately, and everyone's kind of like, "What are you doing?" You just kind of immediately go and just start praying into a prayer. And as you feel the magic of the Pass Without Trace kind of hits you, you start to pray, and you guys can see as you guys are looking over, you can start to see the holy symbol that he's holding in his hand. You start to see kind of glow, this kind of bluish, almost orange and kind of gold light. And as he looks up, and you can kind of see him, he's still muttering. He's holding it. You can see his eyes kind of flare. You can see this blue kind of the blue iris. Is it iris? Is it your iris that's colored? What is your eye? What's the color of your eyeball? Like, what's the portion of that? Your pupil?
That sounds right.
Iris?
No,
I don't
pupil's a
know.
little
Anyway,
apart.
you can kind of see like
retina?
this blue kind of almost flame-like coloration kind of in his eyes as he kind of speaks for a couple extra seconds, and then all the light kind of fades from him. You see Tabix, no one else sees, but you can almost see as you were speaking this out, this kind of almost you can almost see the perimeter of this dome and the area of effect be created as it almost kind of coalesces and comes to, and then as you kind of finish the divine intervention and everything kind of fades out, the light from his eyes, the light from his holy symbol, and kind of this almost distinct light that was being created, you know it's there and you know it's active, but it is no longer, it's not making any sort of visual representation.
I was hoping you guys would follow me back there. My plan was to, reconnect. I forgot I can say a little prayer and get some help from my god. And essentially what's happening here is there's a dome around the monster and that he can't hear through. So we can be as loud as we want in theory. Yeah.
All right.
No, hopefully he doesn't see us. Or
So now,
don't
we
vibrate
just
the
need to
floors.
stay out of the light.
Yeah, which I can also dim those. I'm going to cast Thaumaturgy if I get within 30 feet of any light source and dim it.
Okay. Sounds
Wait
good.
for me to be in position, though. And I'm going to start climbing the wall.
I will
up
say,
on
hold
the
on.
ceiling.
I will say that before we continue on and do anything, we just also need to be aware of the fact that this thing can still just wake up on its own. So
That's what I'm prepping for.
we need to make sure that we are still remaining aware. All right. I'm ready if you're ready. Oh, actually, as he looks over to you, Dolan, and you start to kind of with your boots, you kind of step.
I put my shield on the rack. I got a little rack on my back to put my shield on.
Okay.
And then I put my sword in some sort of like magnetic scabbard. Magnetic scabbard thing. And then I begin to climb and get up and poise myself right above the creature as I watch for the rest of my companions to get through the room.
All right, let me go ahead and enable flying as you start to go. Is there anywhere you'd like to go specifically?
Directly above it.
No, right, but like on the wall. Are you wanting to start
just
anywhere?
straight up, straight across.
How do you? Oh, there we go. Okay,
You
so
standing
I
upside down like Spider-Man?
I will say
I'm holding onto the ceiling, just kind of.
Wait, isn't it magnetic boots, not hands?
Well, I get the effect of spider climb,
Yeah.
Oh.
which I'm able to go on the ceiling. So I'm assuming it's just like some sort of sticky effect on.
Yeah,
You are
it's
Spider-Man.
it's like it
Gauntlets and
activates in your boots, and it also kind of encompasses. There's like, let's just say with the terrain boots, because of the effect, there's also like cool gloves that come with them or something. I don't know.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Hell yeah.
So as you guys can see Dolan prep and then just start climbing up the side of this wall here. What
How
the rest
tall
of you
does
do?
the wall end up being?
You can't see
I
shit
will
because
look-
you do not have dark vision. So you can look up and the
All right.
it's kind of hard for you to tell. Like the light doesn't just cast all the way up to the ceiling, so it's gonna be a little bit of a climb, but.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I will
from
look
from
through
the way that the pillars, the light of the pillars, the light that's being cast on the pillars, you see that they go up pretty far. So
Okay.
I will look through Captain Tiberius to take the lead.
he kind of looks around at the group and, all right, and he's gonna go ahead and just start making his way. Let's say this way. As you all begin to make your way through. Okay, so as you all begin to kind of start traversing the space in here, who is that? I think I'm grabbing Valdis. Just go ahead and make me, as you guys kind of step off here, go ahead and make me your stealth check with your plus 10. No longer for you, though, Dolan, but you still need to make a stealth check.
Yep.
And then you with heavy armor, make it with disadvantage.
Hang on that one.
That's what we're looking for, baby. Let's go.
All right. I will use second wind to attempt to
Did you get a nat one
10
too?
into higher. No, I got a 9.
Okay.
Okay,
That's
so that's
15.
19.
Okay, hang on. Before
Oh boy, here we go. Here comes the lawyer.
Redcon, since Eric's not here to be goofy, and you're playing as him, and
What?
he realizes the direness of the situation, which he probably wouldn't if he was here.
He wouldn't.
Can he use some sort of bardic inspiration on people?
No,
Also,
because
Especially
honestly,
not in the space where we're supposed to be quiet.
yeah, I would say bardic
He a bard?
inspiration. He is a bard.
Is he a
I
bard?
didn't even know that.
that's what I'm saying. Though. That's what I'm saying.
No, I mean, Eric, like, no. Trust me, I talked to him. I talked to him, bro. Don't worry.
Fitting.
It's okay. So as you guys are making your way, following good old Captain Tiberius, your fearless leader, Suvetha. Wait, who? I can't tell, bro. It's so fucking dark. Okay, Suvetha's in the back.
Hey, turn on the lights.
Yeah. I would say, yeah,
Actually-
Tabix, leave yours on. Was that you? Yeah, just leave yours on so that we can kind of see you guys traversing here. Okay, so you guys are walking, which is great. Yeah, you're confident. Silence spell in the middle. You got good old Dallin kind of having a contingency plan, whatever. Cool. You guys are walking.
They better not be fucking walking.
They're walking through this space. You're kind of third in the lineup here, Tabix, and you're walking, and all of a sudden, there's chunks of pieces on the ground. Well, it's depth perception is kind of hard when you don't have any dark vision, and so you go to step, and when you go to step, you didn't see that there was like a kind of a broken hand and wrist piece on the ground, and as you step on it, your leg kind of buckles and you roll your ankle straight and smash straight into the statue to your right here.
Lovely.
Oh, brother.
So
Glad
this
I cast that silence spell.
So this statue, you're just like, and you kind of hear the ankle kind of pop from good old Tabix. His armor kind of clampers and clanks and boom right into that. And the heft of your armor, you smash right into this statue, and it just breaks and snaps and just hits the ground. And you can hear kind of skin kind of and like the rubble kind of scatter out as you kind of fall to a knee as your armor kind of comes into contact with the floor. You all kind of stop. What are you doing?
I immediately stop.
I'm gonna stand and
freeze.
take the same exact shape of the statue.
Make a performance check. Make a performance check. Make a performance check.
Always big brain time.
Tiberius is gonna turn and go, "What the fuck?" And then he's gonna look over at you. You say what?
16.
16? You just, or whatever it was in. You just make them. You don't know what it was in necessarily. You weren't like registering it, but you just smash into it. You just turn. You make a pose, and I would say, I mean, you stand pretty still. You look like a statue, but everyone's just staring at you like a dumbass. Tiberius just is like just doesn't say anything, but he's just like, what the fuck? Like he's like you can see like visually like what. Because of this, you hear in the middle kind of.
We wouldn't hear that.
We wouldn't hear it.
You guys are totally fine. You guys look over and you can see it kind of moving around, but you don't hear anything. So it's still asleep. You're good.
All right.
Easy.
From what you can tell.
Oh,
me what
no.
I'm-
Dolan, you look down at these guys, like trying to pick them out of the group of statues in this low lit room, but you can see them moving about and whatnot.
And
For
then
some
as
reason,
I'm
I'm
getting-
not there.
As I'm getting above it, I would like to be very careful with how I pick and choose where I'm putting my hands to not loose anything.
Yeah, you're getting up there. You're getting up there on the wall. You're like, you're like 25 feet up now at this point. Still hard to see where the ceiling is, but you're just kind of feeling your way up. All right.
I'll just take a step forward, and I'll place a hand on Tabix's shoulder.
Okay.
I'll squeeze slightly.
Am I good to go?
I throw you at the lizard.
Nice.
Okay. I mean, I look towards the captain.
Tiberius, he just turned. Tiberius is already going. Like you take this moment, and Tiberius, you go to
This
look
motherfucker.
and feel for him, and he's already walking. Suvetha, though, at this point, you see he is like, and I say you see like it is dark in here. There are lights which are helping, and it's just like they're like you can see the outlines of one another just because like the reflection of the wall or of the light off the stone and whatnot. But it is very dark. But you can see the saber that he has kind of reflect off some of the light of the torch, which he didn't have initially, but now you can see he kind of has it out. All right, you guys continuing?
Yes.
Volus, are you behind Tiberius, or are you gonna push Tabix over in front?
Push him? I'm not gonna push him.
Well, like, do you
no.
gesture for him to go ahead of you, or
yeah.
You... Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
He says, "Oh,
All right,
threat detected."
you guys continue your way along. Oh, here I'll do one on one
Hard
here.
to see. The giant wall around here keeps getting in the way.
Hey, so you can actually there's a little right on the right hand side. You can actually cut down your stuff. So if you actually take the little right on the right hand side of your screen, there should be a little
Green.
indicator. Yeah, a little green kind of like waypoint marker looking thing, and you can drag that down to where you want it to cut out things. Like I'm about to cut it out down to like 22 or so feet, and you can lock it so that way whenever something obscures your vision, it'll like chop it out. At that height, anyway. Yeah, kind of help. I mean, I'm going to leave it up, though, only because I have a player, obviously, schleeming his way up the side of this thing. Which, by the way, I'm just going to enable a light on you just because that way I can see where you are.
All right.
But
Well,
as you
chopped all the statues, too. Fucking.
guys continue along this pathway,
Bro said I roll a 1.
Yeah, natural ones, regardless of modifiers, get pretty schleemy in the end, my guys. Okay,
Bro.
I will say, as you guys have made your way now over to the left-hand wall here, the light, obviously, from this torch is illuminating the space, more than it was where you guys initially were. You guys can see a little bit more of the space around you. You kind of see each other, kind of see his facial features and kind of your, some recognition out of the darkness. Dala, make me an athletics check. Just real quick, mainly just for your kind of your ability to just the speed at which you're going. I should have had you do this originally. Actually, we'll just kind of
Athletics. I'll be an 18.
18. Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. I would say that definitely makes it so you're making some good making some good progress going up. I would just say, based off your own intuition, you're probably feeling like you're anywhere between probably 25, 30 feet up at this point.
All right.
So, and there's still a little bit more to go. So yeah, you're up pretty high. You now kind of have this overhead kind of visual of the room. Go ahead and make me a perception check with disadvantage, please.
Check disadvantage. I'm not super concerned about where anything is. I'm mostly just concerned about being above the lizard.
Okay, you don't have to make a perception check then. You don't have to make a perception check.
Okay.
You're facing the wall, just getting up.
All right.
All right. So the rest of the party here, as you guys go off to the left-hand side, you can see that there is a tight clustering. It's not directly represented here. I didn't actually. Hold on. I got you, boys. Hold on. Just so that. Just so it's a little bit more. As you guys go this way, as you kind of get to this left-hand wall and are kind of rearing around this pillar, you can see that there's a tight clustering of of statues here. This grouping, you can see that there are a bunch of them kind of standing, kind of blocking your way. Not like completely, but you're going to have to kind of navigate your way through these statues and make your way kind of deeper into the room. Or you can make your way kind of around if you'd like to, getting a little bit closer to the center. But it'll require a skill check to get through these ones stealthily.
Knowing that stealthily. Well,
yeah,
so I can see that the pillar is between us and the lizard. So can I just lift them out of the way and make a path?
You can certainly try.
I will.
All right, Brother Valdis, you kind of tap Tabix and Tiberius on the shoulder and kind of indicate you want to come forward. Go ahead and make me first a stealth. Go ahead.
Guidance on him.
Okay. You cast guidance. Go ahead and make me first. I would say go ahead and first make me an athletics check. I would say with advantage because it does say your lifting carrying capacity is higher. So with advantage you do it.
God damn, that's bright.
Brother's got flashbang.
20.
20? Okay, now go ahead and make me a stealth check. Oh, you can add guidance to that first one. Or you can add it to this one, either one.
We'll do guidance on the stealth. Guidance is what?
Guidance is D4.
Guidance is 1d4.
Yeah, D4.
14 plus 4, 18, 28.
28. Oh yeah, with the plus. Yeah, so you with your abilities, your hulking massive frame, your strength, and with the assistance of good old Tiberius, your faithful and loyal captain who would never do any sort of friendly fire or hurt his teammates.
Swing on him.
You just delicately.
What is the first one? I guess never mind. It doesn't really matter.
The first one is an individual kind of clutching out at his throat as he's kind of almost half stumbling forward. As he's kind of like almost like you can see almost mid kind of stumble, but he is immediately now locked in stone and is kind of grounded into the floor, or not floor, but like he's now balanced off this kind of half stumble now that he is stone.
Does that seem to be a common theme between all these?
You haven't been paying much
Sure.
attention, I would say. If you want to,
Considering I'm staring directly at them.
Well, for this
Like,
group,
okay.
no. For this group, no. If you're talking about across the room, you haven't been paying close enough attention. But there was
I
that
like
one.
for this group.
Yeah, there was. I would say there's probably two other ones like that. One to the left, kind of towards the wall, that's kind of on the wall and kind of hand kind of extended and bracing against it, and then one kind of on his butt, kind of sitting, kind of not like clutching his throat, but just kind of like clutching his face. But kind of like sitting and back resting up against the pillar. But you just kind of, this first individual, you kind of hear the breaking of stone, as it kind of cracks underneath the weight of which you're kind of putting pressure on this form. However, you do kind of grab it, shift it off to the side. You kind of like lean it up against some of its compatriots as you just slowly make your way through here, kind of just one by one. There's only probably about 4 or 5, of that you need to truly kind of shift off the sides to get through. And so with a little bit of time, you're managing to go ahead and do that.
Okay.
I would say Tiberius would probably be... Tabix, do you want to let Tiberius go in front of you, or you want to be behind him?
I'll let him go in front of me.
Okay. As you all are now kind of making your way through. All right. I would say at this point, with this kind of extended period of time, Dallin, you now are at the roof or you're like kind of climbing, kind of almost keeping one hand every once in a while, make sure you don't just bash your nog on the ceiling. You eventually do hit solid stone, at which point you're probably roughly about 40 or so feet up, and you're now at the top of this chamber.
And now we'll just transition to climbing on the ceiling.
Sounds good. Maybe an athletics check for me.
All right. Oh, ooh, that's gonna be. Oh, that's only an 11.
Only an 11.
I can use a second wind.
How many of those do you have? You did take a short rest, but
I have 4 second winds.
at level 10,
God.
Yes.
and then you had a short rest, so you gained any of them you used previously back.
How does that work?
Yep.
That's
Okay.
awesome. Can you still heal yourself?
Tactical mind allows you to use second winds.
Is it
to
4? I
add a
thought it was
D10.
2.
They upped it, I guess.
I thought they upped it to 2. I don't think you get 4, right?
I'm pretty sure I get 4. I have it right
Can
here.
you
Let me
still
go back
heal
up to
yourself? D10?
I can still
D12?
do that, yeah.
God damn.
You said second
What?
win? Yeah, okay, I remember now.
Nah, no, they renamed it to 4th
Yeah,
one.
they amped it up, and now at 10th level it's 4.
No. Okay, hold on.
That's actually correct.
And it stays at 4 all the way to 20.
That's actually crazy, bro.
Is fighter in this one? Oh, thank God! If fighter's the first one, I don't want to like crash.
Yeah, it's in
everything.
7.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm just gonna look real quick. I just want to double
That's
check. 'Cause I remember it was
actually
2 base, which was really good. All right, yeah,
Either way,
nice.
there's a
Hell
second
yeah.
one.
Hell yeah. Cool.
Hell
okay.
yeah.
That's
How
fine.
many
yeah.
deep players will hear about that and just say, hell yeah.
All right, cool. All right, man. You are good to do whatever
Okay.
you'd like to do.
That's 15.
15. Okay, make me a stealth check as well.
Okay. That's a 17.
17. Okay, sounds good. You start making your way through onto the ceiling and kind of scampering your way like a spider. If you want to make a perception check now that you're facing kind of towards the middle of this room, you can.
I'm gonna just keep doing glances towards the lizard just to make sure I'm making progress.
Make a perception check for me.
Being above it.
Disadvantage.
Disadvantage. So that's gonna be a 14.
14. As you're looking into the middle of the room, it looks like it's still in a similar position as it was when you guys came in. However, you can kind of see it does kind of.
What does it do?
And you can kind of
usual night terrors.
you can kind of see, which you guys are behind the pillar and preoccupied as you're setting up for this Dallin. They can't hear him. You can't hear him. This or it, whatever, right? This entity. But as it seems like it's adjusting. Pauses. It's kind of adjusts again, and then it goes to stand up. And you can see now it does have a similar to basilisk form. You can kind of see that it has his 4 legs on the right side of its body, and as it kind of goes to stand up, you can see it has 4 legs similar to the left hand or the left side of its body. I will say with this kind of moment, you can see it does have the outline and kind of the frame of a basilisk. You can see it's kind of short, kind of stubby body, obviously much larger for this version. You can see the multiple, like I said, 4 legs on either side. You can see the head the kind of large, kind of round head come out. But this different to the kind of the spinal, the spine kind of tract that they have on the back of a normal basilisk. This one appears to have these kind of grayish, kind of blackened, kind of double rows that go all, from the top of the head all the way to the back of its long kind of tail. And with that, I will send a visual into the chat here to hang out with good old Shrek. Let me go ahead and pull up let me go and get the stream so that visual is available.
Kind of sick.
Oh, I need to do a couple things here. Oh, I just opened up another window. I'm about to crash this. My computer's gonna blow up. I did not mean
like
that.
emote. Wait, hold on. I will send that as a super emote. Why can't I?
I think you can do all of them as a super emote.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Okay. I need to get a better my monitor that I have the stream on is only 30 frames because I just have the stream usually up on it, but then I have to use it for Tailspire. I need to get a faster response.
What an emote, Corey.
I know, right?
Faster response for really. Okay, so that's all good still.
Will that be on stream? Let me see.
I don't think so.
So,
Sweet.
actually, if I negate that, we'll still have it on stream. I think it will, right? Okay, cool. All right. So as you can see, it starts to kind of starts to get up. Can't hear anything. It is silence in that area. But it starts to get up, and you can see it starts to kind of just look around its kind of bedded down kind of nest-like area of where all this kind of stone and debris is underneath, and you can kind of see it starts to kind of walk around. You can see its head facing to the right wall, so not towards the group of your party members that you can actually see being cast, as you can see the light being cast upon them as they go past this left-hand torch. So you can see movement there. Other group, you're kind of unaware of this as Brother Volus is just kind of moving and setting these statues off to the side. But after a moment of time, after probably about 3 or 4, a couple minutes here, you guys eventually do manage to make your way kind of through, and you guys are on the other side of this kind of statue blockade here. Brother Volus, you are taking point. Where are you going now?
Have they seen that it's doing that? Oh, never mind.
Passing the pillar, can I do a perception check?
You make a perception check, yeah, with disadvantage. Especially because it's dark in here, the little bit of light that's flickering onto that middle space. Because the lights are kind of off this kind of raised up central platform that you can see here. So it doesn't fully illuminate necessarily the top space. Hold on, I'm getting a word from our captain.
13.
Never mind. 13. I would say with that, as you kind of look back and you're making sure everyone kind of gets their way up and and through. You kind of go and you're kind of looking ahead to see where your trajectory is. And I would even say like you kind of glance off to the right, and Tiberius kind of like hits you with his passive perception. Actually, he would need to make I would say he makes it. I would say his passive perception being high enough, he would still need to make a roll here.
Wait, my passive perception, I think, is the same as his, right?
No, his is higher. His is 2 higher than yours.
Even with
Yeah,
the
so
16?
as you're both well, you're looking around. What I'm saying is he is joining you in this process. as he hits the back of you, and as you're kind of already looking that direction, you guys are now both, Tiberius and you, kind of both looking in the middle, and you can see the giant creature kind of shifting on the top platform, not making any movement to. At least not from here or from the the darkly lit room. Doesn't seem like it's trying to go anywhere per se, but you can see it's kind of like messing with the ground and kind of you can see it's starting to like kind of use some of its legs to kind of shift some of the rubble and kind of move it around, and it's trying to just manipulate the space in some way for some reason. Can't hear anything though. Silence is still active.
I would like to change my plan of movement.
1 second. I do need to look at. Oh shit! Hold on 1 second. Silence is a concentration up to 10 minutes, Tabix.
Yes.
I would say at this point, you probably have.
No way, it's been 10 minutes.
I would say it's been. I'd say you're burning. Oh, I accidentally added a letter there. I would say you're burning through. You're burning through.
We've been here for 10 minutes.
No.
Like a minute.
I was gonna say no. It hasn't been a minute for.
Well, with clearing, with clearing, and him falling, like it's been a bit.
Yeah,
I'd like to argue that I'm way further along then, because I have.
You're climbing
equal.
You're climbing
equal to my
argue that.
Yeah, but you're also going.
You argue it, the looser.
You know what?
Bricks
You
get.
die. Yeah. You know what? Bricks start falling. You just start clapping, bro. Listen. How about you let me? If you let me finish, I wasn't gonna say. Holy shit! Your silence is about, I would say, over a little bit over halfway done. That's what I was gonna say. So everyone calm the fuck down. 2 seconds. That's all I was gonna say.
That's still 5 minutes.
Tensions are high.
Yeah.
Tensions are high.
It's been 5 minutes because homie had to
don't breathe.
Had to move the statues, and you're climbing up a wall, and you don't want to just run your head into the ceiling. On top of the fact that yeah.
All right, let's go.
Okay,
I'm able to move up that in 1 round, though. Is my?
I would say this is 12 seconds of movement here.
Not even.
Or 20 seconds.
How about you guys? How about you guys just calm down? All right. How about you guys let me tell? How about you guys let me tell you?
Let him cook. Time moves differently in this box of hate.
Time moves 80 times slower for me.
Oh, did you say you wanted to move your? Listen, I'll
I'll
wake him up right now. You guys want me to do that? You guys want to put the button? I'll wake him up. You guys want me to wake him up?
I gestured. How about this?
All
I
I'm
gestured
saying
towards
is-
Captain Tiberius, that we should move quickly.
Okay.
Quicklier.
Sounds
Why
good.
don't we just run there? If he can't hear us, we don't have any repercussions if we just run there.
I feel like this whole time that Captain Tiberius would be like slight jogging, but let's move.
Yeah. No, like you kind of
started sprinting.
You guys kind of gesture, and yeah, you guys can go and start making your way kind of at a hastened kind of pace. Make stealth checks again though, with +10.
Is this accurate? That this is pretty clear over here.
Yeah. This kind of there's like a kind of a clear kind of channel up along here.
Yeah. So seeing the clearing and making our way to the next pillar, I would say we will cross this hastily.
Yeah. You kind of gesture. You and Tiberius have been working together for a long time, so you and him definitely kind of exchange a couple of quick kind of hand gestures. He understands, and you guys want to start making your way.
Guidance only work once.
23. Okay.
Corey's guidance only for one thing, or is it?
Yeah, it's only for one. All right. What's your movement? What's your trajectory here, Dolan?
I was gonna try and position myself more above them rather than above it.
Okay, so you want to kind of go at like an angle over here.
Are you just monkey barring along the ceiling?
Okay, so you're probably about right. Oh, hello. Let's say you're probably about right here now.
Dude's on the EPO monkey bars.
Yeah, I mean,
Bro,
dude, the room in here is dark, bro. You don't just go up a side of a dark ass room, up a wall, just cream.
It's not gonna
yourself.
take me 5 minutes though.
Yes,
if I
it
have
is.
suction cup-
Yes, it is.
If my hands stick
Yes,
to the
it
wall,
is.
it's not gonna
Bro's
take.
Yes,
gonna
it
hit those
is.
Spinners. He's gonna
Yes,
hit
it
those
will.
spinner bars. Those spinner bars,
All right.
bro.
So
Bro has no idea what he's talking about.
I would say at this point, you guys are now. You guys kind of hurry through here.
I got an 18.
Oh, 18? Yeah, go ahead and what was yours, Tapix? Not the natural one for me?
16.
16? Okay.
Said for me, don't, bro. He said for me, please. Roll a 1.
Nice. Okay, I would say,
He's
you know,
hungry.
with haste and with the pass without traces coming in clutch. That was the disadvantage for both you, Tavix and Valdez, yeah?
Oh no, we wouldn't have gone nowhere without that shit. Shit
Okay.
would be 7s and 5s.
Okay, and then brother, or not brother, Dolan, you're kind of just creeping your way along, kind of spider. Oh, actually, yeah, the pillar. Yeah, you're just kind of, and you can kind of
snail's pace.
as you're making your way and kind of going across the ceiling, you can see where the large rectangular pillar kind of meets the ceiling itself, and you kind of just avoid and go around it. But yeah, you're making your way as well.
Another thing, small note. I don't technically have to use my hands, so I could have my sword shield out.
Okay.
And I'm just actually walking on the ceiling.
Yeah, if
So
you
yeah,
want
I'm gonna be like that.
Done.
Okay, sounds good.
Say hop hoop.
Sounds good to me.
Flip around.
All right. Yeah, you guys are pretty chugging along here. I would say that there isn't really too much impeding you guys. You guys continue going. I will say, Dolan, as you get to about this point on the roof, as you're kind of, are you gonna go over them and follow them to the left? Or are you gonna go to the right?
I'll cut their path.
You'll cut. Okay, so you're gonna cut kind of over towards here, kind of keeping an
Yeah,
eye on
where I think they're gonna be heading towards the other wall.
kind of cutting. Yeah. As you guys are kind of making your way past this pillar itself, kind of going into the torchlight of the far left torch there. Dolan, you can look down. You do see the creature kind of just stand back up. You saw it lay down again, and you saw it kind of lay down, and then kind of shifts again. It kind of stands up and just kind of looks, kind of just. Make me an insight check real quick.
Okay. 7.
7. Nice. So you see it kind of standing up and just kind of, you see it just moving around that space. And then...
Oh no. Scary.
Let's see here.
It's a shit. Cut this shit out. There we go.
Okay.
What can you do?
Okay. And because of that... Oh. What was this?
That dude in the pillar? Oh no.
I'm on the pillar. I'm on the top of it.
Not you, the freak that got turned to stone.
Okay, so as you see it kind of get up and just kind of look, it kind of starts to look around a little bit, and then you just start to see it go and start to move. And very quickly, it starts to kind of all of its legs, its 8 legs, kind of start to scurry. Very quickly, you can start to hear the noise of the feet kind of hitting the stone underneath, and kind of almost breaking and crushing the rubble. All of you on the far kind of corner of this space, kind of all of a sudden hear this noise start to echo out as it starts to make its way. You all in the back corner can't really see necessarily where. Because the pillar is kind of blocking your line of sight, but Dolan, you see it making its way back towards kind of where you guys came in, the door, as it kind of starts to go down and make its way off of its central kind of raised platform.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, actually, hold on.
Do we have any sort of remote communications? I keep forgetting.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, you
So
guys.
we hear
You
it?
guys have in-ear communications. Yeah, you guys have. Yeah.
Okay. I'd like to stay
1, 2,
quiet and
3.
say it's going away from us.
1, 2.
Oh wait, where?
Opposite side.
I will say it's actually going a little bit over here. It's kind of same general direction, but it's going this way.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep this phrasing.
Captain, we need to move.
Go, 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 go. As you guys go ahead and continue and just make your way kind of wide, you can actually see that there aren't any statues in this back corner over here, but you do see just like a smattering of rubble from where you're assuming they might have once rested or remained, as they are now scattered across the ground. But as you guys go ahead and just start kind of picking up this pace, one last stealth check for me, everybody. Especially for you as well, Dolan.
I know you want to, but don't do it.
Well, that's suboptimal.
15.
3.
3.
Oh no. Oh no. Bro screams, we're over here, Carol. He says they're over here, big hungry one.
You said 3? Okay, so you say go as you hear this in your comm from Dolan, and you say we need to move, and then you hear Tiberius say that, and you guys start to kind of go. You start to pick up the pace, Dolan, up on the ceiling as you're kind of starting to run a little, up there. As all of a sudden, you hear behind you, as you've already made your like a step or two in front, you hear all of a sudden behind you some of the stones kind of and just come undone. And then as you kind of go and you turn to look is when your shield kind of scrapes the top of the ceiling as well. Or sorry, not the top. So you're standing. So it'd be like as you turn, it's kind of hard to see. So the bottom of your shield kind of scrapes because you're holding them right upside down.
Yeah, I'm holding them up. I'm trying to.
Yeah, so as you turn, you kind of scrape it along the ceiling as it kind of and then one stone kind of falls. And I would say as it kind of hits the ground, the stone doesn't make as much noise as the shield as it scrapes across it, and all of a sudden you hear the as you see the lizard just whip around as it was making its way. It will go ahead. Oh, that's a natural 20 on its perception check.
Nice.
As it whips around, as it looks into space. Are you guys just hauling ass?
Make for the door. Yeah, make for the door. Go.
Hearing that, I'd like to make like a leap to try and land against the wall and then slide down it.
Okay, make me an accurate.
I could do a running. I guess technically a running jump.
You'd be falling head first down the wall then because you're upside down.
You can maneuver yourself.
Yeah, make an acrobatics check.
But your gravity doesn't go back up. Your gravity.
I'm not going up. I'm basically running and jumping to like try and land on the wall, then to slide down.
Okay.
All right. Acrobatics.
Shit's crazy, but okay.
That'll be a
Magic, baby.
13.
13? Yeah, okay. So are you guys all going through the door?
Hits his head so hard he dies. You have a helmet on?
Are you guys going through the door or are you guys waiting for Dolan?
We go through the door, man.
Okay. As you all kind of just, as you're go. At which point you guys say go. And it's kind of freaky because you hear scurrying and then it's cut. And you're like, because of the silence that's still active. So you hear, and then it just goes, it becomes...
Like a second of quiet, it stops.
Yeah, it just goes quiet. But by that time, you guys hear the quiet, but there's already bullets through the door. Tiberius through the door. You guys are just beating through that door. However, Dolan, you just try to do this canted side flip, re-trajectorizing upward, whatever. As you go, you kind of jump, and your panic's starting to set in a little bit. Adrenaline's starting to kick in. You kind of jump, and you hit the side of the wall hard. Thankfully, spider climb. You manage to stick to it. In a sense, as you then kind of start to scurry your way down. I will say as you do that, you'll just take like 2 points of bludgeoning damage. Just a simple enough hit as you kind of, but you just start hauling your ass down, and it is while you're doing that, you're looking into the middle of the room, and then all of a sudden you heard the scurrying silence, but you're still in here as you can see this massive creature as it's running across towards your exit, smashing into statues, sending them flying as it's now just on this kind of hunt or on this kind of trajectory to kill. But you just kind of just jump the last 10, 15 feet if you would like to, because it's to be faster to just detach yourself at this point.
I'll just drop.
As you kind of hit the ground and you just kind of, and you turn, you grab the doors and you fling them open and you go through just as like you can hear it probably maybe 20, 25 feet from you as you guys all exit to the other side of this chamber.
Woo-wee, zooey mama.
Zooey mama.
All right. Nicely done.
Dang.
Nicely done.
Bro, if we didn't have that zone of silence, we would have just died.
That would have been something.
Yeah, that would have been pretty rough. But
it would have been L's all around.
As you guys go ahead and make your way through, we can go ahead and actually exit out of Tailspire. I mean, if you want to keep it up, that's fine. But I'm gonna go ahead and exit out of it. So let me go ahead and get the stream kind of all reset over here. Nice, guys. I mean, honestly, hey, good splicing of tactics there. Nice.
All me.
See, oh. Hell yeah. All right, let me go ahead and get the oh, I don't know why I closed that.
Nice work, everybody.
Nice work, yeah. That pass without trace came in clutch. The silence kind of strong.
Lori, what the fuck is that?
It's an idle game.
God damn it.
Dude, you even have to ask that to this man? Of course it's an idle game.
Oh.
This fucking guy.
This man's idling like a champion, also referred to as idle.
Thanks to the sponsor of this stream, Idle Champion.
There is no sponsor. No sponsor, nothing. None of that shit. All right. Unless they pay us. Give us money. All right. Back to it. Switching back. So. You guys all just pile through this door. It's unfortunately the way the doors kind of work. It's one at a time. So 1, 2, and then but eventually you guys kind of just all very quickly, like the door, like you get sent through. The door's not even closed before the next person's opening, and you guys just all pile through. Dallin, you're last as the door just closes as Suvetha goes through, and you just let me in as you go through. And as you all fall out of this room and into the next, you find yourself kind of all collectively piling through and hitting the floor in one fashion or another, either on the knee or, on the ground, or, just kind of getting pushed forward into the space. You can see that you're, oddly enough, not in a connecting hallway that you guys have been in before. So instead of you guys being in that kind of starscape, kind of darkened, kind of weird hallway that you guys have kind of were using to bridge between these rooms, instead you're now standing kind of in, well, it's kind of hard for you to see, considering you guys have no light active, and this room is in fact dark as hell. But at the very least, you are just in you're just in this space. You say it one time, Voldus?
I'll turn my lights on.
Okay, your one
Blood beam
kind of flickers, but the other one as it kind of illuminates the space and hell yeah. As it illuminates. Oh no!
Shit. No, don't do
not the laser, guys!
It's so bright.
That is funny. You guys can now see that you guys are now in this kind of dilapidated, kind of broken hallway of some sort. You can see kind of around you. You can see that there's kind of portions of the ceiling and kind of stone that have fallen and kind of hit in the ground and broken apart. You can see there's large cracks in portions of the right kind of wall in this immediate space. You can see kind of resting at the floor where like one of these large kind of sections of walls kind of broken out. You can see like a bent kind of torch holder that has like a broken kind of actual torch next to it. On the left hand.
The hallways before were like more pristine, and this one's all dilapidated.
The hallways before that were connecting, there wasn't even necessarily it was weird. It wasn't like a hallway of stone. It was almost like just like these hallways of like glass in a way, and it's just like, and through these kind of glass, you could just see an endless space of like stars and kind of like you're almost in like a weird kind of nighttime sky space. And you knew that there was, and I should have probably described them a little better. Like, it seemed like they were almost like of glass, where there was defined walls in those hallways before, but you could see further and into like almost like an expanse of just stars. However, now it seems that you are actually in a structure, and you're now like in the dilapidated kind of run-down hallway of some sort.
I would assume that if it's not that weird space place, that we're still in the same space as it, and I'm gonna probably tell everyone to keep going.
I will say you did the door to get here was had this similar effect of like being pulled through, and it was kind of like that weird kind of like eerie kind of energy that was kind of like illuminated before you kind of got shunted through and then spat out the other end. However, you saying that
yeah, we should not be near the door. In case this isn't completely separate.
I agree. I think we should definitely be moving. Let's go.
Are we still next to the
though.
door?
You are next to the door, yes.
We just came out of the door. And...
Can I reach up and grab the gem above the door and pull it out?
There is no gem above the door.
Oh.
The door has like runes like scrawled kind of like across the top and etched into it, but there's no like gems per se.
Never mind then.
Good idea though. In whatever reality that you thought that the door worked like that. So I would say as a collective group, you guys probably all just continue onward as you all just start making your way, and you know, no one hesitating. You guys all make your way down, and the hall continues on for about another 60 or 70 feet. You can see from the floodlight, and before it banks left. Are you going all the way down to the end of this hall?
I'll proceed cautiously. But
Yes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you guys all kind of like start out at a jog, but as you kind of put 5, 10, 15, you know, in like a couple, you know, tens of feet between you and the door, I would say, you know, kind of glancing back as a collective, Suvetha kind of just, you know, being towards the back of the group, just keeping an eye back there for you guys. You can see that there's no disruption, there is no noise. And as you guys get to the end, or start to get like halfway down this hall, you guys start to slow down a little bit, and you can begin to approach where this kind of left turn continues on.
I roll perception to see if there's anything in here.
Yeah, make a perception check. With your light, yeah, you don't roll normally because you just got the flood. You had the 10,000.
11.
11. I would say as you're looking around, you're kind of, you know, running with the rest of the group. You're kind of turning to the left and the right, and you can see that, you know, there's large kind of cracks on the walls. You can see there's a couple pieces that are they kind of like detached and kind of fallen out. You can see that there's a portion kind of up to the like kind of right corner, kind of where the right wall continues on before connecting and going left. You can see there's kind of a large kind of hollowed out portion of the wall itself, and it's kind of open, and it kind of leads kind of a little bit deeper in, and you can see that the wall has fallen out. There's a lot of debris on the ground, and there's almost like this kind of like tunnel kind of section that kind of continues and goes up some, but as you kind of progress and you can like kind of flood the light in there a little bit more, it just looks like it kind of goes up a little bit up to like at an angle, and then it just stops. So it just seems like a section might have like kind of fallen out or you know, been damaged, but other than that,
crawled out.
No, it doesn't lead anywhere. It looked like it led somewhere for a brief second, but then as you kind of look at the angle, it just seems that something might have just, you know, or like with age, something kind of just caved in, or kind of.
I don't see any skulls that look like they'd suck your brains out.
No. You see a lot of debris on the ground.
Oh.
Yeah.
We keep going.
Yeah, so as you guys hit the kind of the left turn and make your way continuing down the hall, there's another kind of long hallway in similar disrepair. However, it's probably about another, I'd say 90 to 100 or so feet down the way, you can see that there is kind of oh, I apologize. It's probably about 80 feet or so down the way. And as it kind of hits the end of this hallway, you can see there's like an arch kind of opening before you can see it enters or leads into a massive, grandiose chamber further in.
Pillars and a skylight.
You guys are a little bit too far still to be able to determine anything, but you do see that.
May I Nothing's ringing any bells with me yet, or
I
at
would
all.
say make a perception check for me.
Natural 20.
Yeah, I would say immediately upon seeing this this arch kind of transitional frame into this massive chamber within, or further within, instantly you see recognition. You feel recognition kind of hit you, and you you could probably estimate with certainty that this is more than likely the chamber that you saw within your vision.
I think this is it, boys.
A resounding
I-
applause
I-
from your compatriots.
Yes, and I will start making point and be going a little bit less cautiously.
Okay, sounds good. As you go ahead and continue onward, you guys quickly bridge the rest of the distance here, and now are kind of standing at this this archway that leads into this grand chamber. You can now see, as you guys are kind of passing through into this large interior space, you can see that the chamber, even to the left and the right of you, extends probably about 90 to 100 feet or so. On either direction, you can see that there's these low hanging, kind of attached to this tall, kind of, I would say 30, 40 foot, kind of similar to the height of the chamber before, kind of ceiling, as you see these like kind of candelabra, chandelier like kind of constructions as they hang down low and bridge the gap between the ceiling and the floor, as they come probably about, I would say, 2/3 of the way down, as you can see that there's these candles kind of just strewn across all of these various kind of holders on this kind of iron looking candelabra as it illuminates this space.
Are they lit?
They're lit. You can see as they continue, they illuminate this space as the hall continues and continues and continues. You can count, like, there's probably one every maybe 60 or so, maybe even plus feet, kind of hard to gauge the distance, but they're pretty frequent as they continue down this massive interior chamber. You can see these large, it just goes, I mean, you could count them. I mean, it goes for at least probably 14, 15 from here as the chamber continues.
Oh shit. Can we even perceive the end of it?
No. Like you can see that it does end at some point, but it is. I mean, it is kind of difficult. And there are a couple different places where there are shadow and there are like kind of dead zones. There is like not every single one of them is lit, but it is illuminating the space enough to where you can see kind of the distance and the scale of this interior space. You can see that there are pillars, kind of circular in construction, contrary to the rectangular ones that you saw in the last room. You can see that there's one on the left and right, kind of cutting the room. Well, I say before this, you notice that there's like a blue kind of tattered rug that goes from where you guys are entering into this room down the middle of this. And I'll say that the left and right pillars, they kind of cut the space between this rug and the left wall, and the rug and the right wall kind of in the half, as they kind of are just supported, and you see them as they kind of follow the distance as it continues inward. However, kind of similar to this hallway and the disrepair that it was before you, as you guys had entered in or just came from, you can now see that this hall is kind of similar. It's like there's like a couple of the pillars that are completely just kind of like damaged and destroyed. You can see that there are kind of large piles of debris. The carpet, the bluish kind of carpet underneath your feet, is tattered and well worn.
How much carpet is there? Is it like a massive amount of carpet?
No, it's probably like a 20 foot or so wide, 25 or foot so wide kind of rectangular carpet going inward. Like, it's not across the whole space. It's like guiding you into the hall, kind of deeper within.
Can we see the scout bot or no?
Make a perception check for me. I will say at this moment, before we make that, this isn't necessarily, like, this is similar in construction as to what you saw, but not necessarily the exact area that you were. But go ahead and make that perception check to see if you can determine.
That'd be a 10.
10. I would say right here, based off your kind of your dream, or your hallucination or your communion, whatever you want to call it. This isn't the exact area. It is.
Am I just getting deja vu?
Yeah. It's like you've seen like similarities of this room, but not where you are exactly.
Okay. So I think this is the right place. We just need to find exactly where it is.
This is a pretty intense chamber.
Yep, and I'll keep going.
All right, as you continue, Tiberius, and kind of follow suit, just kind of staying quiet, but with the rest of the group. What are you doing, Tabix?
Would the robot we're looking for count as a creature?
Yeah, it's a creature.
I'm gonna cast locate creature.
Okay.
What do I have a spell slot? I do. Specifically looking for our little robot.
Nice. Describe a name or a creature that's familiar to you. You sense direction of the creature's location. Nice. Okay, yeah. Yeah, perfect.
I need some chalky milk.
Yeah, 1,000 feet of you, huh? Okay. Yeah, so as you go ahead and you cast this spell, as you kind of, grab your holy symbol and performing the appropriate, measures that go into casting it, you kind of close your eyes, cast the spell, and you go to open them. And as you open them, you can feel far down the hall, hundreds of feet down the hall, but off to the right-hand side, you can feel kind of a twinge and almost this kind of weird, like dissident kind of almost shimmering of energy. Not like super vibrant, but it almost like is indicating the creature that you are trying to locate, and you feel it connect deeper down into the hall.
What did you cast?
I cast a spell to locate our robot. I believe it's a few hundred feet that way, off to the right.
Which, as he says this, Dolan, you kind of you remember that when you're in your little nature walk, as you transcended reality, you remember it was off to the right hand side of like a debris pile that you were able to kind of almost see its arm. Or like you could see some sort of indication of like that it was under like a pile of debris or rubble or something like that. Dolan.
Then, so we've just he's pinged it, or we're at it yet?
No, he pinged it. Like you guys are still at the entrance of the hall. He cast locate creature, and then you guys started walking obviously, and then he cast locate creature, and then that's what he said. So.
All right, I think it sounds like it. Guess we'll be done with this place soon enough.
All right, sounds good.
Make haste.
As you guys all continue onward and you make your way deeper within this hall, everyone make perception checks for me.
Another 10.
Okay.
Another 22.
5.
You wait, hold on. Let me see if Tiberius rolled like shit too. Okay, who didn't roll like shit? It was one of you, right? Who rolled a 20? Someone rolled a 20?
I did a 22.
Yeah. Oh, what'd you roll, Tabix?
Oh, a 5. No, I was pointing up.
Oh, you're pointing up to talk. Okay.
Yeah.
No, so as you go ahead and you as you guys are looking around the hall, kind of just admiring, kind of taking in the space. Dolan, you're pretty hard set on, you're like, this is familiar. Let's get it. Tabix, you're kind of also a little bit kind of focused on just, you're just trying to like make sure like nothing is shifting with your locate creature. Brother Valdez, you guys are making your way, and you guys have probably gone a couple hundred feet now at this point. You're looking off to the right hand side, just kind of glancing around, making sure your floodlight still beaming and kind of shooting out into the space, kind of illuminating it additionally to the candelabras that are assisting you, like the hanging kind of chandeliers. You do see kind of recessed, and I will say as you guys get a little bit deeper in, the light consistently is a little bit less. So like the lights are pretty or the candelabras are pretty well lit in the beginning, and as you guys are getting farther and farther in, like they're like maybe half or so. One's like a quarter. One's completely out, and so the shadows start to creep in, and the space gets a little bit hard to discern. But you kind of keeping the light forward, Brother Valdis. You look over off to the right hand side, and you catch another set of double doors, similar to the doors that you have been. Well, actually, I would say you catch a set of double doors. Yeah, I would say they're similar to the ones that you've been going through. Kind of have like this kind of base is kind of rectangular, but then come up to like kind of a triangular point as they both kind of rest side by side with the kind of I would say with that high of a roll, you can see kind of the faint arcane sigilling over the door frame, kind of overhead of it. You can see that off like to the right, resting along the right hand wall, leading kind of deeper in, or leading to somewhere beyond.
There's a set of doors, but we have not reached the automaton yet.
No. You're getting closer though, but you just pick up those set of doors.
I take note and I keep going.
Okay, as you guys continue to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have an estimate of how far in that roughly was?
That was.
Ori would. Oh, never mind.
I would say it's probably
Not
a couple hundred feet.
Yeah.
I would say maybe 300-400 feet or so.
Okay.
You can make a mental note though, it's kind of where that is in the space. As you guys continue making your way forward, I would say Dallin, because of your kind of your intent on looking forward, kind of off still a little bit of a ways, you can see a candelabra hanging in this space. However, directly underneath it, you can then see kind of this elevated little kind of section of where there's like this kind of almost raised bowl-like kind of structure out of this kind of raised up section of kind of stone that protrudes out of the ground. And then you can see kind of something kind of floating above this kind of bowl-like kind of segment piece that's like protruding up out of the ground.
And can I see the rubble off to the right?
Make a perception check for me. Give you another chance here, hopefully.
Oh, 20 total.
20? Yeah, I would say as you're kind of, and it's still a little bit of a ways off, but as you look and you see that, you're now looking around to the left and the right, and obviously there's been some piles of rubble, and there's been different segments, and there's different pieces you found, but you can now look over off to the right, and you can see, and Tavix, you'd be kind of keying into this as well as you're now getting closer. You can now see like where the light kind of where it's locating this creature is starting to kind of intensify, and it's starting to kind of hone in, and it's starting, instead of it being kind of off in like your frontal direction, it's starting to kind of shift off to the right as you're now kind of starting to get closer to this debris pile. Dawn, at this time as well, you're kind of looking over, and you can kind of see kind of the back end of it as it's kind of piled up, and there's just a bunch of raised, there's like rocks and pieces of debris kind of stacked. Probably still about, I would say, maybe 100 or so feet in front of you.
All right, Captain, how would you like us to go about this? Do we want to recover anything from the automaton?
I mean, we need to recover the automaton in its entirety, if we can. I say maybe... Brother Valdis.
Okay.
Recover the automaton! And so...
That's going to be his new melee weapon.
Why, do you see it? Have you found it? Tiberius says.
I mean, it's right over there.
The artifact is right over there.
No, he asked do you see the automaton?
Well, yeah, I say that, and the automaton was right next to it. Tabix, is it right over there?
Yes, it's right over there. My senses are tingling.
You point over.
Do we know that's the artifact?
As you guys are, it's still a ways off, and you can see something floating in the middle of the space. I would say as you guys are getting a little bit closer, continuing to progress, you can see that this this kind of weird object floating suspended above this kind of bowl-like weird raised dais of some sort is looking more and more pyramidal in construction as you guys are stepping ever onward.
Do we get
I
up
run.
to it, or is there gonna
I
something
run.
is
I
something
run
gonna happen
so
between
fast.
here and there?
You need tell me what you want to do. I'm telling you, there's things, and you
All
guys
right.
are just assuming that you're like, are you going to the debris? Or are you going to the thing? Like, I'm not. I'm giving pauses so you guys can intercede instead of just like NPC RuneScape right clicking and following. I'm like letting you guys
Yeah, I'm
interact.
spacebarring through this whole quest. I'm sorry.
I literally clicked follow on Tabix.
I'd like to get like
followed you.
10, 20 feet away
Circling.
from the days.
No, we're doing the dance. You know, where
Yeah.
Because Tiberius said to recover the robot.
All right, I do that.
Okay, so Tabix, if you
I
want.
follow.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. You guys got to tell me things. You guys are like,
Recovery mode.
as they're standing
activated.
there, I'm like, do something. It's like poking with the stick. That meme. Do something.
Do something.
Do something. Okay, so yes, so I would say Tiberius and Dahlin, you guys can go up. You guys can continue making your way down the carpeted kind of pathway to this raised dais, and then Brother Valdis and Tabix, you guys can go ahead and start kind of branching off because Tabix, you definitely have a hard kind of ping now, close to where to where this creature is, or to where this to your located creature is.
May I roll perception to see? So I'm there, right? Next to it.
You're making your way. Yeah, you're bridging the gap. So it's almost like you guys kind of branched off a little bit. So it's like you two are going to the right, kind of cutting off the carpet, going to the right-hand wall where this large debris pile is, and then the other two are going to continue straight. So Veth is going to kind of cautiously kind of follow behind Dahlin and Tiberius.
Where I meet, so when I get to the automaton, is it crushed in the rubble?
Make a perception check for me as you get closer.
Whompers, 19.
19. As you're getting closer to this pile of debris, you can see that that it's kind of towards. So like here's the pile of the debris. So you guys are making your way this way, kind of going straight. There's a pile of debris. You guys are kind of making your way and cutting through. You can see that the automaton, as you guys are getting closer, you can see that there's almost like a metallic arm of some sort, kind of jetting out, kind of as the pile of debris kind of starts to crest and kind of go out of your line of sight and continue on, kind of farther along the debris path. You can see it kind of, its arm kind of stuck out and just kind of protruding. You, Tabix, see kind of almost the outline of the entirety of the creature. You can see the outline of the arm kind of sticking out, but then underneath where others would not be able to see, you can kind of see the silhouette kind of pinging and kind of emitting it through your vision. As you guys are now kind of coming up to this space and going to interact. As you guys are doing that, as you see it, and now you're kind of making your way towards that space, you Dahlin, you and Tiberius, as you guys are making your way, you said you're going to stop at where?
Probably like 10 feet away from the days.
Yeah, so there's like a couple like steps up to where this kind of supporting kind of piece of structure goes to support this weird kind of bowl-like kind of dish of some sort. As now you guys are at this point where you're probably 30, 40 feet from it. And as you guys are getting closer, and you're getting closer over to the debris, you guys hear out, calling, kind of a voice echoing from within the chamber. You hear call out, go, well, it has been some time since I've had anybody in my halls. Interesting. We'll take a break. Right there.
Damn.
What? God damn it.
We ending here?
No, we're taking a break,
Oh,
bro.
God.
We're taking a
Okay,
break.
okay.
Taking
Bro,
a
that
break.
shit-
my God.
That shit calls for more chalky milk.
Go get some chalky milk. We'll be back here,
Oh.
everybody, within like 5, 10, 15, and probably, 15 and
5,
below.
10, 15, 20,
15 and
25, 30.
below minutes. We'll be back.
Okay.
I'll whisper.
I immediately turn around.
And I start scanning. Scanning the room. Oh, that's 4. I'm whipping.
Did
I'm
we?
gonna proceed to pull the robot out. Yeah. Yo. Four. I was that was my next step if this doesn't work.
I'm surprised you didn't. I'm surprised you didn't pole vault when you were going over to it.
Oh shit, retcon.
Then also failed. Is it? Is it? Is it roughly like we reach the artifact and then we bank, or is it we turned off the offshoot before getting to the artifact? So like, can I turn around and see where they are or no? Oh, okay. Okay. Do I see anything immediately?
Hmm.
So I turn. I don't see anything immediately there, right? Yep. I will proceed to help Tabix with double advantage.
This is what we're doing. Some random ass dude just talks to us, and we're just pulling out the automaton.
Yo,
Use it as a weapon.
You don't have
20
weapons?
the dude.
23. I wanna. Yeah. Can I? Can I step forward? I'll step forward and I'll say. I'll say. No, I step. Right? I step. No, this is before I roll. I step forward. I say step aside. I power dap his arm. Boom, and then I just yank him out of the thing. Did they pull the arm off?
I just pulled the arm off.
Hey, yo, Crimson Titan, you a real one. I was muted that whole time.
Yo, David.
David's a real one for that.
Oh
Hey,
shit!
David.
Nice. Okay. So, what's up, David? Good to have you here, homie. Okay, thank you. Real quick. So, yeah, essentially, we didn't miss too much. Okay. You say you want to rip the arm off?
No.
So okay.
I dap up the arm and then I just pull it.
Okay, so the arm is like where the debris pile is. To grab at the arm, your back would be facing towards the middle of the room and towards where they are. That's why it's a little
fine.
Yeah, so you go ahead, you grab the arm, and you just start pulling. And I mean, there is some give with that athletic stick. There is some give, and you do start to hear kind of some like, and you hear like the arm and like the connecting kind of portion of it start to give some as you start to feel it kind of almost start to separate. But you also do feel the body starting to come with it some. However, while you start doing that, and then Dalin, you looking around, and Suvetha, Suvetha has kind of drawn his saber. You kind of hear out again. Interesting. What are 4 humans and an elf doing in
There's
these
4 humans in here?
Yeah,
I'm a Goliath.
You're. What are 3 humans and a Goliath, all accompanied by an elf wandering my halls for? It's even stranger still that you come from the hall of the dog. You can hear as you hear the you can almost hear something shifting up in like the darkness of the ceiling, kind of moving. Kind of you hear this almost kind of like rubbing together of like something wet and kind of gross.
Hey, we need some light. I'm gonna yell out to everyone else.
Brother Volus, you have the most. You have the beamer on you.
I got that beamer. How far out is it?
You can hear it up in the ceiling. The ceiling's pretty tall.
Not that thing.
It's starting to come free. Tabix, do you want to do anything else to assist this process?
Yeah, I'm gonna use my arm and I'll start picking up debris.
Okay, let me go ahead and
the debris.
Yeah, go ahead and make an athletics check with the arms. I want to say what is it? It's a 22, I think.
Strength check +5 modifiers. What I've written. Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah. So go ahead and roll with that.
17
Would we know?
+5, 23 -2 is 21.
Not with the arm. It's not -2, so you're good.
Oh, it's not poison.
Yeah,
Nice.
no, yeah. So 23. So yeah, you as you're pulling, the arm starts to come free along, and you can see where it's now like dislocated out of the socket, and it's starting to continue, and getting shifted. But as the body's getting drugged from just the sheer strength you're putting into it, Brother Valdis. However, as the arm activates and you start to put it to work, you start grabbing pieces and kind of shifting it and getting and unburying it as the automaton slowly starts to become more and more revealed. And you can see now at this point, just kind of under a couple pieces of debris, you can see its head. You can see this kind of like kind of smooth, kind of humanoid like head. However, it's kind of featureless. Like there's a couple of different kind of indentations for a couple things, but it's just like smooth for the most part all around it. You can see it's got like a big ass dent out of the side of it, like its head, like it's like it's just like caved in, where like the plating has kind of been the integrity of the plating has been crushed in. And as you guys are continuing to work and pull this automaton out, you're starting to see as the torso starts to come out, and it's starting to kind of become getting dislodged. You can see the amount of damage that it has sustained from the debris falling on it. You can see its body all dented up and all damaged. You can see that it is wearing kind of some simple clothes. However, it does have like a tabard of the Inquisition, of the kind of the similar banners that you guys that are hanging up in the actual bunker as well. You can see it's wearing that tabard, all kind of tattered and dirty.
Would we know if it would be any help in a fight?
You would know that the reconnaissance automatons, like they're not necessarily made for in long periods of combat, but it could. They are like they do have combat capabilities. Yes.
I would say I guess I would have heard Dalin say we need some light, and I would say do you think you could quickly get it working?
The automaton?
No,
Yeah.
you said the Tabix?
Yeah.
I believe so. Actually, DM, can I?
Automatons. You had some brief studies on them. It'd be difficult, but automaton repair isn't necessarily for field engineers. Field engineers are a lot more geared for arcane armaments and drop pod things, but there have been certain there's been basics of how to maybe get them going or rebooting them or getting them to the kind of functional again in the base in just simple means, not like super in
depth. I was
depth.
thinking
I could
if there's a way to reboot it or something.
I could give it a hard reset. I know the basics.
Okay, I'm gonna Going to assist over there.
Sounds good. I'll handle myself.
Okay.
I'm gonna
I will-
try and pull out a torch since no one's making more light.
I'm gonna make my way over there.
Okay, you go to
Without
pull
them
out a
being
torch. Kind of pull out a torch out of the side of your pack. You go to begin to light it. At which point, Brother Valdis, I would say, actually, no, I would say you're getting it. You're starting to get it lit. This is all kind of happening simultaneously as you're starting to get it lit. As the voice continues, and you kind of hear this like whooshing, kind of weird, kind of noises happening up in the rafters. And like the candelabra that's like kind of up above where you guys are is only like half lit. If like maybe like a third lit, and so it's not illuminating a bunch of space. It actually probably makes the space a little bit more eerie than anything else. And I will say, as you guys are realizing it now, there's like this is the only candelabra that's like kind of lit in this area. Like the like any further down are not lit, at least the next couple, and then there's one previous that's not lit. So this is the only one. You guys stand in this space and you just hear, "So tell me, what is it that you are seeking? Why have you come so far?" As you hear the
Like over there.
And do I finish?
yeah, you
lighting
like
the torch?
as you light it.
And I'm gonna say, "Show yourself," as I hold it up and I'm looking up.
Oh, making demands in a realm that's not your own. Bold of you, but respectable. As you go ahead now, Voldus, you're kind of making your way over and you kind of cast the light up, kind of flying kind of up in this space. Kind of now at this point, you can see as it's kind of rounding around one of the pillars, you can see this large, not incredibly big, but you can see this large kind of figure. However, I mean, I say figure. You can see like a torso probably, you know, like a I'd say probably more closer to you, like a Goliath-sized torso, right? Like it's enlarged, it's much bigger. You can kind of see, and it's not even necessarily. It resembles that of what would be like a normal human chest. However, you can see like kind of pieces of almost like barnacle. Or not like barnacle, but kind of like fleshy, kind of almost tendrily kind of bits to it as it kind of comes together, and its feet, or where its feet would be, you can see kind of almost umbrella out to just numerous tentacles, large kind of tentacles, as they kind of, you know, kind of as almost drape down and kind of flow in this kind of the air above. As you can see that there's these four larger kind of central ones as they kind of flow, but you can also see like a half dozen or so of these smaller ones that kind of go out and kind of almost string outward additionally as they kind of come out and flow underneath it. And you can see as those kind of come up and they attach to this kind of torso like kind of appendage or kind of central portion of the body. You can then see like its arms, it has it's like it has like a kind of shoulder region, but then its arms kind of come out and almost coalesce and are almost a combination of more tentacles. Like it's almost like one solid stem, but you can see that they're like the shifting of the tentacles almost coming together and coalescing to create this appendage. But it's separately, you know, it has separate kind of portions of it, and that kind of as it kind of flows and moves around, you can see that the head of it, kind of this, it almost the chest almost comes together, almost not even like having a neck. It just kind of comes up. And then you can see these kind of large, kind of plated, almost kind of shell-like segments, one left and one right on its head as it goes back. Kind of a little bit of a gap in between them where you can see kind of some kind of fleshy, kind of gross kind of bits that are connecting this kind of large shell-like head of it. And you can see in between these shells coming together, these kind of blackened kind of two eyes and this kind of circular maw of kind of jagged kind of teeth that come out, kind of come out a bit. I explain all this, and I will use kind of some
freak.
Let me go ahead and send some of these assisting images into the visuals and graphics.
I'm gonna have to Biden blast this thing too.
And I'll go ahead and pull up the visual.
Seeing this, I would like to back up and cast Protection from Good and Evil on Tabix.
Who just sent something? Hey, this is it right here. This is the creature I was just describing. No. So,
oh yeah.
so
Fuck is that?
So the bottom kind of appendage, obviously this image kind of has a little bit more than just the 4, but the creature, this is just like for referencing, right? It has like these kind of 4 like tentacle like appendages, these large kind of, it kind of resembles almost like these large like tree trunk kind of root-esque kind of looking things, but it flows and it's like fleshy as it comes out, and you can see like the fin, these kind of like fin-like things that come towards the bottom of it. And then the arms are similar to that, as they're kind of almost like wrapped together to create more like arms than they are just like free flowing tentacles. And then the head, just basically don't worry about the bottom piece. The biggest piece of that is the kind of the shell like kind of protrusions of the head. They run up and kind of create this weird dome.
Weird wizard hat shape.
Yeah, wizard hat. Money wizard? Was it Money Wizard Gang?
Shadow Wizard.
Shadow Wizard Money Gang. You can see these kind of beady eyes that kind of illuminate this white light. These black kind of beady eyes with this white light kind of peering out, and then this weird mouth. So that is
What's standing there?
What's up? No. It's not standing there. It's like
I'm standing there.
Right, but as you flash the light up to it, it doesn't seem to react from it as it's going around, kind of like floating around the one of the pillars and continuing almost just like, unfazed that you just cast light, that you revealed it or anything. It's just kind of floating, and it's not massive. Like I said, it's probably like it's probably a size large, maybe a little in size, but it's just this entity kind of flowing through the top of this room.
I will belt out. We have no quarrel with you, foul creature.
Do I end up casting the spell on?
Yeah. How far is it?
I was gonna like back up to him.
Tabix is a little bit of a ways away. You can. Oh, I just typed in Tabix for the spell list. You said protection from good and evil.
Yes.
It's touch. Okay, yeah. So I mean, he's a probably 56 feet away, 50, 60 feet away from you, but you can definitely back up if you want to.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just like start backing towards him.
Be 56 feet away.
Okay, sounds good. So you go ahead and start kind of backing
going in whatever direction, maintaining.
What does our glorious leader say? Probably says some
what
crazy shit,
does
doesn't he?
Emperor of the CCP say?
Tiberius, you go ahead and make either an intimidation or persuasion check as you call out, though, Brother Valdis. Yeah, Brother Valdis. And as you call out, Tiberius will say, our business is our own.
One.
Oh, shit, okay.
Motherfucker.
Our business is our own, but does not have to deal with you. We've come for, as he points out, for this artifact here. As you roll a 1 on your intimidation as you call out. It kind of just continues to kind of just hover around the space, almost creating like a circle around these kind of 4 pillars that are kind of, in this kind of immediate space, as it continues to just kind of circle the top of it as it goes around. Interesting. What I find so intriguing about you, mortals, you humanoid creatures, is that you find the weirdest things to hunt down and just obsess over. It's entertaining, to say the least, but why is it that you've come for this? Just out of my own mere curiosity. At this point, as he finishes, as it finishes this sentence, it kind of goes and kind of stops, kind of above the carpeted area, kind of past where you guys are, past where you guys are on the opposite side of this kind of raised platform area. It kind of stops and starts to kind of lower itself. It's probably now lowering from like the kind of the top kind of upper reaches of the ceiling. It's now lowering to probably about 15 or so feet in the air.
The ceiling is lowering, or the creature?
The creature is lowering.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
He said, "Wait, not the ceiling."
I feel like Captain. What would Captain Tiberius say?
I would be pulling Captain Tiberius with me if I'm leaving him.
He's
just in the contact headquarters.
No, he's gonna contact.
Well,
Situation
okay,
involved.
I would try.
Bro starts screaming, "Mayday, mayday, mayday, mayday!"
As you try to pull Captain Tiberius, he does kind of resist you.
And then I'll start heading towards Tibix.
Okay, you start heading towards Habix. Tiberius kind of calls out, "Man, this is a lot harder. I was, I had what I had in my mind, not to play Tiberius and have to figure out."
You know exactly what you would say in this situation.
Yeah, fuck you. Give us your shit.
Give us your shit. I don't even want to be here. Someone told me to.
I'm just here so I
Day
don't get
off.
fined.
No, he says, our business and our reasons are our own. However, we do require this before we can leave. What is it to you? Anyone else doing anything?
Can I start repairing? Is that?
Yeah,
I want to
yeah.
work on that as much as I can.
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure. Yeah, you can go ahead and make. So as you go ahead and now it's kind of the rubble has been pushed to the side. I would say it's like kind of legs and in are still kind of under some of the debris, but the majority of it has been kind of pulled out of this debris kind of portion, and you kind of and you know that on the back kind of plating, you can go ahead and remove some of the plating, and there is some arcane different kind of pieces that make these automatons run, and so you can start messing with that. Thankfully the automaton's already kind of chest on the floor, so you can go ahead and start accessing the back paneling pretty quickly as you pull out some of the tools of your skill set or of your tool set and start to kind of remove some of the back plating. And as you go ahead and get it up and off, you can kind of see that first of all, the back plating has been severely smashed in. And so you're like, okay, that's not starting off strong. And so as you remove this kind of damaged plate, you have to kind of almost jam some of your tools into it because some of the pieces, some of the plating has bowed in and been damaged that it makes it difficult to even remove the plate. But eventually you're trying to wrestle with it. Make me an athletics check. I
would have cast guidance on myself as well.
You can either make an athletics or like a sleight of hand if you want to try to so depending if you want to force it out, if you want to try to just finesse it out with some quick
I mean, it's the same for me. I'll do a sleight of hand check for funsies.
Okay, go ahead.
Funsies.
And you can cast guidance for sure.
19.
Nice. Yeah, I would say pretty quickly you kind of get your fingers up. You do kind of cut your hand a couple times already on some of the jagged metal, but you're just kind of powering through. And by the time that we'll get back to all the events, you do manage to kind of free and kind of pull out the plating with kind of resounding kind of cling as you pull it out. And with that, the creature kind of turns its attention, kind of looking over the direction of where you guys are all kind of gathering. Doll, you're kind of backing up towards them. Not really addressing what Tiberius said. Interesting. Have you also come for that creature over there as well? So he kind of calls out, and at this point, it kind of starts to kind of shift its way. It moves in the air like it's underwater, which is strange because obviously you're not. So it kind of its tendrils and tentacles all kind of shifts as it kind of starts to move its way and kind of flow over the room and kind of go towards you. I have a feeling that Tiberius would probably cast a spell on it at this point, but I don't know. So I'm not going to do that.
What's the how close am I to everyone else into the squid? Valdis is probably not 5-10 feet from you. He just kind of stepped over to kind of assist, maybe a little bit farther than that. Me? But then you see Dolan kind of starting to make his way over to you.
My understanding was that I went over to the artifact. And
okay.
I was standing in the
okay. So yeah, I would say that you guys they're all over there. Dolan's making his way back to you, and then you're kind of sitting there, kind of kneeling over the automaton.
I got beamers, but not 120 feet. I don't think.
No. Right. Yeah, you would have had to definitely get it. Yeah, definitely get it.
How close is Tiberius to is he right near the artifact?
He's probably Dahlin and Tiberius. They got about 30 feet or so from the artifact before this kind of encounter started. So he hasn't gone any closer to it necessarily. And Suvetha is
kind of close.
Suvetha, you can
Tiberius.
Yeah. Okay, so you kind of back up next to him. Okay.
Yeah, what's Suvetha doing? Or is Timbers shivered right now?
Suvetha's like slowly backing up. So you guys, Tapix is on the right hand of this chamber, kind of with that debris pile. Suvetha's kind of backing up off the carpeted area, carpeted central area, and kind of moving to the left, so opposite of where where Tapix is at this moment. So he's kind of just separating himself a bit.
I see.
So, but it's like now. I would say at this point, it has made its way. It's flowing, flying across this space, going past Uvaldis and Tiberius over to where Dallin you're heading, and where Tapix is.
Mm-hmm. Do I see him
floating? It's floating over towards them.
Yeah. It's shifted up. It was about 15 feet. It kind of moved up, 20, 25 feet, and then now is making its way over to where Tapix is.
Do I see him coming?
I would say yeah. I mean, you heard it mention the thing, and you're kind of at work, and you pulled the plate off. At which point, you got his attention. And as you do so, you look over, and it's kind of like said that, and then started to shift over towards you.
Say, leave them be, creature.
Okay. What are you doing, Tapix? You do anything?
I'll turn to him as well and say, "What would you like for this robot?"
Hi, how are you?
As it kind of goes and floats and continues to make its way, and it kind of just not like getting necessarily close to you, but just kind of floating now in this space over where you are.
I will be standing between Tapix and it.
Yeah, it doesn't like go right over. It's kind of just like moving in the space now where it's now centrally located, kind of amidst all of you, instead of being in the middle of the chamber back where the artifact is.
Am I able to be close enough to cast a spell on Tapix yet?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay.
I would say you can go and do that.
Yeah, I would like to cast and maintain that.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you.
Fraction of good to evil. You kind of lay your hand on the side of Tapix as it comes over, and you kind of ask up to it, like, what do you say? What do you want for this robot, or what do you want for this?
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't want anything for that. I detested its company. Very rude. Didn't have any desire to speak to me, which how I enjoy my interactions with those that come within my realm. So I disposed of it. If it's something of value to you, I suppose you can have it back. I have no need for it. Though it did take quite a spill. The integrity of this hall is not what it used to be. As it kind of moves, unfortunate, as it kind of shifts in the space.
So what you're saying is the Basilisk is good company.
Oh, well, Kelvakrin has strange needs for all sorts of entities. It is merely its lapdog, taking care of things as he sees fit. So, who am I to pry what the master wants? But you have not answered. Then, well, you've come here for, obviously, is this like tendrils kind of unfurl from the kind of like the kind of congregation it had to make the arm as it kind of unfurls and kind of gestures over to the middle of the chamber. You've come for this artifact, but you have not explained exactly what it is you desire for it. So, are we willing to have a conversation? Or as it kind of looks, you can see its kind of eyes kind of peer at the automaton. Or are you going to irk me and make me regret having these words with you?
Well, if you don't mind, I'll fix it up over here, and then we can talk about the next steps.
You, as it kind of shifts over into and kind of goes over to Tiberius and where you are, Valdis. You seem to be in charge here of some sort, so why don't me and you? I am in charge of this realm, this hall, and you seem to be in charge of this strange collaboration you hold company with. Tell me specifically what it is that you want.
I specifically want this robot.
He's talking to Tiberius. He's talking to Tiberius.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. It's just kind of. It's just kind of.
Like,
He said, "I knew I'm the leader."
No. He went back over to Tiberius and is now kind of over in that space again, kind of leaving you two. You're just kind of like holding the plate. You're kind of like, getting down and kind of going.
Yeah.
going.
Yeah,
bullets,
please leave it on and go back to work.
Yeah, you go back to work. Dahlin,
Bro,
you
sweating bullets. First day on the job, bro. This guy.
Suvetha will call out and say, actually, I am not with these individuals directly. I am actually searching for my own relic of sorts, and I was just assisting. I was just assisting them in finding what they were looking for, and and they were helping me with what I was looking for. Is that so? As it kind of shifts over and kind of goes over to Savetha, almost like kind of closer, and kind of almost like you can see like the tendrils almost kind of furling out to be like, to make this kind of presence larger. How interesting. What is it that you seek, elf? So that maybe I can be of assistance, or maybe we can come to a resolution. As he goes and he's like undoes his bag and kind of, I am looking for this as he pulls it out and kind of shows it up towards the creature, and you can see one of the tendrils of like kind of a joint of the one of the tendrils of the arms, one of the arm kind of tendrils kind of goes down and kind of wraps around this kind of parchment, kind of furls it up and brings it up and looks over it, and kind of another one kind of goes and kind of manipulates it. I can't say that I have seen this specifically, but I have many treasures in my hall, and this might be one that might reside within the confines of my vault. Maybe we can have a discussion once we have settled this immediate altercation. As it kind of now turns, it keeps the piece of paper though, and Savetha's kind of like, What is the rest of you doing?
I'm sticking with Tabix.
Okay.
Helping him if he needs it or anything like that.
Okay.
But otherwise, just maintaining awareness.
Also, yeah, I got you. What are you doing, Voldus?
I'm waiting to see what Tiberius does.
Bro, dude, I don't know what Tiberius would do. I'm trying, bro. I'm trying.
I feel like he would say something like, I don't fucking know.
Dude, that's what I'm saying, bro. I had this all.
Hey,
I had this all figured out, and then this man had to jump ship. Hey, if one of you else wants to step up,
say,
you know what I'm saying? Like, just
help
me. Help a DM out.
Maybe we take this artifact and leave.
As you're thinking, make an Arcana or make an Arcana check using your tools there, Tabix. To start working on the 10. So you get the plate off and you go, and you know, after your little chat with the entity, you kind of go back and you look, and you're just like, oh shit. And you can see that the plating that suffered a lot of bludgeoning damage and bent the plates, you can see that a lot of the arcane equipment, some of the kind of the.
Would I be able to use the arcane armament repair kit for that roll, or
yeah.
Straight arcane check. Oh, okay. Just a second. I rolled a 9. Intelligence 3 plus 4, 7, 16, 14 is the final roll.
Okay, 14. Yeah. So I will say, as you pull this out, the poison's still coursing through your system. You're like sweating. You're like, and you kind of have to like close your eyes, kind of feel heavy for a moment, and you just feel your body kind of like you're like, jeez. Okay, all right, and you go to look. I mean, a 14. You look and like. You know, it's already difficult to deal with one of these automatons as is, and now everything is smashed up, bashed up, broken. You know, there's a lot of damage to the internals of what makes this automaton run and operate. And so you look into it, and immediately you're just like, you start messing with a couple things, but you're just getting no feedback, and it's just a nerd. You know, like there's no like starting point that jumps out at you. It is pretty just you know. Deceased, dead, you know.
Dolan, I think we lost the bot. We're gonna have to take it back to HQ.
Well, we need to get Valdez over here. I think we should let's deal with the artifact first.
Sounds good.
All right.
So as you say that, Brother Valdis, he goes, and so he goes, one more time just for sass. Yes, I don't see any issues with that. However, taking it you can, but for free, absolutely not. So what is it, as it starts to make its way, kind of looping around the space, what is it that your little group would like to offer me in exchange for one of my mini artifacts and relics?
What is your influence?
I'm gonna whisper to Dolan. Can we give him the elf?
We're working on that.
Damn.
What is your influence on the surface?
The surface. I don't have any influence on the surface. Well, I would say that, but that would be negating the amount of power that I hold. I would say that the surface is not of anything that I hold necessarily of value. I occupy the halls down here, and I maintain the mini stash, or the large stash of Kelvakrin, and I just see to it that his needs are met in terms of the things he finds and the organizational requirements of his stockpile.
I believe I have something you might want then. Or perhaps he might want.
As it makes its way over. Yes, what is it that you might be able to offer, Tenguru?
I will reach and pull out the rebreather, toss it to the side, and pull out the mode of energy.
Oh, you can see like the eye, almost like you can almost tell that the wider the intensity of the eyes starts to kind of almost seem to get a little bit brighter as now all the tendrils of its arms, and there's probably 6 or 7 a piece, as they all kind of, as it starts to kind of just get like mesmerized with this, as it starts to shift down and get closer towards the floor. Oh, where did you find this?
I believe the only question that matters is it worth it?
And you can see the tendrils start
It's
to
very likely.
They start to get close. Like it's a little like the presence of the tendrils starts to kind of make their way.
I'll shift my shield a bit more in front of me.
And then one of the tendrils kind of on the shield, you can kind of hear it make contact, kind of wet. It kind of goes and like starts to kind of like stroke it a little bit, bro. It's like Pirates of the Caribbean, Davy Jones when his like beard's like touching shit and moving. Yeah, it's like that.
I throw up my mouth a little bit.
With what stomach?
Would you save all this?
I have a stomach. No, do I? Like
You said, is it worth it? Oh, and then he laughed. He said, let me see the artifact, and then I can determine if it is. It's like probably maybe it's the farthest down it has been, and at this point you can see that it's probably about it's probably like from from where the tentacles kind of connect to like the bottom of its like kind of torso kind of area to like the top of its head. It's probably about 12 or so feet, or so, and then the tendrils obviously elongate it and make it seem so much larger. But it's now kind of sitting here now in this space. What are you doing?
I will back up a little bit, and I will say, hand Tiberius the other artifact first.
You see, what you hold is very, very precious, very valuable. However, I am no fool to simple illusions and magics, and so all I ask is that I at least touch what you hold so that I can ensure there is no tricks.
Uh, one, and I will hold it up and hold a firm grip on it.
Okay. As you do so, it kind of gets closer, and it's like now like in your space, probably about maybe 7-8 feet from you. As it is occupying the space, like it's now kind of larger tendrils are now kind of hitting the ground and kind of separating, kind of weren't like writhing around it, kind of shifting some debris with it as it kind of shifts. And you can see some of the tendrils, a couple on each side, kind of go and they wrap around it, and they kind of there's no like forceful like give me that like like kind of. Go ahead.
Am I able to prepare a spell without wasting it as a reaction?
Yes, you can prep something, and then yeah.
Should he try anything, I would like to cast. What's the actual name of it? Tasha's Mind Whip. If he attempts to snatch it.
Okay, so and I would say, make a stealth check really quick just to see how obvious this is. Unless you're not hiding it anyway.
I wouldn't say I'm trying to hide it, but I'm very, very stern, very guarded.
Make a stealth check for me, just because because of what the creature's doing. Just make a stealth check, kind of just as a general thing.
Oh, that's not great. That's gonna be a 5.
Okay, so. You try to like keep it a little bit, but you're not really worried about that. As you do it, it's just its eyes are just peering at it and looking at it, and you can see. And now that it's lowered, you can see the size of these shells and like the whole like head kind of piece of this creature is very large. It's kind of like it's a little bit now that the scaling's a little bit more in your line. But as it's like tendrils are kind of feeling the mode of energy, you can just hear. Don't worry, I'm not doing anything. As it kind of says that out to you, and then it kind of recoils back. Tendrils release from it. Yes,
So is it a deal or not?
I can release the artifact that is held in space. As it kind of makes its way over, and you can see as all the tendrils on its kind of arms, I say loosely, as they come up, and you can see they start to kind of form and do these weird kind of different kind of almost signs in the air. You can see the tips of kind of the ends of where these kind of thin kind of like pieces of the tendrils and kind of these protrusions at the end of each of them starts to kind of glow red as it. Eventually, you kind of hear the thrumming of kind of magic. You can kind of feel kind of. You can kind of feel I would say Brother Valdis and Tiberius, which is relevant for me to mention considering I am him right now. You can kind of feel there's like a source of power start to be emanated from this creature, but then and all of a sudden like all the red kind of dissipates. It kind of finishes a motion, and the pyramid kind of object kind of just slowly kind of shifts and then drops and into the bowl that it was suspended above.
Does Tiberius grab it?
Yeah, Tiberius, like I would say, with haste, goes over to it and just run. Like I would say, as it was doing that, Tiberius was probably stepping up and getting ready. And as it drops, he grabs it and kind of starts to kind of back up. And then as it does so, it quickly, with speed that you have not seen yet, just over towards you, Dallin, as it now floats there.
I see Tiberius grab it. He grabs it, and I ready.
Oh, he doesn't grab it. It is letting you make a choice.
Okay. Can you enable safe passage out of here?
That is something that I can do. It is. And because of the trade that we're doing, and the preciousness and the intensity of the relic you hold, and the energy that you are presenting before me, I can throw that in as a little something on top. As the kind of tentacles kind of come down now, almost creating like a little bit of like a tentacle bowl kind of for you to place it within, of like as all the tendrils kind of come together and kind of almost form like a like a palm like a connecting palm of like a normal hand or whatever, human hands.
I hesitate for a moment. And I place it in the receptacle.
As you set the moat into the tendril receptacle, as it kind of and all of the tendrils just envelop in, and just like that, it is out of sight. It is enveloped in the tendrils as it brings it up to its chest, and as it kind of retreats and makes its way and kind of goes back up, kind of above where you kind of guys saw it initially, deep, high into the ceiling, like higher than it. Like since it's been lowered, it's kind of stayed lowered, but now it's back up to where it initially kind of was. And you can see as it holds the tendrils, you can as it kind of almost you can see the tentacles kind of push into the chest, kind of in like off to like one of the sides, kind of like off to one of the sides of its body, and then the tendrils kind of unfurl, and then there's just nothing there. You did kind of, I would say, Valdis, you being a little bit closer and kind of towards the central portion, you did like kind of hear and kind of see some shifting of its body, as its body is almost made up of this weird kind of fleshy kind of looking, malleable kind of flesh. But it kind of, you could see it kind of almost jam it into its body, and then now it's unfurled again. See, this is why I love doing business with mortals, with you humanoids. It's just always so interesting, the things you value and the perceptions you hold. But Elf, as it looks over to Suvetha, who's kind of just stayed put where he's bitten, you say you have other things to find, and you do not wish to return to the entrance. No, I need to find what it is I came out here looking for. So if and he looks nervously, like no insight check needed, looks nervously to the rest of you, and kind of then looks back over to this creature.
I'll look at him.
Okay, you make eye contact. It's brief. Like he looks. Like, if you make eye contact, do you want to like do anything facially, or you just like make eye contact and he?
I will like I'll move towards him.
Okay. No, I think that I have. I'll stay. I'll stay back. Fun. Great. So then this enjoyment is not over quite yet. That's a treat for me. As for the rest of you, as it kind of its tendrils kind of unfurl, gather round. Kind of gesturing with the tendrils for you all to become a collective.
Yeah. And I'll assist Tabix moving the automaton.
How close was Suvetha to Tiberius?
So Suvetha has been backed up. Like Tiberius is now like next to you, Brother Valdis, in a little bit of like a security kind of. He knows that you're him, bro. So he's kind of he grabbed it, went back down the kind of the couple steps off the raised kind of section, is now next to you. Suvetha's probably about off the carpeted area, kind of back a little bit, kind of a little bit deeper into the left hand side of this chamber. He's probably about 30, 40 feet away.
I'll say, Captain, we're going to help Suvetha.
He looks over to you in kind of in a hushed tone. I mean, we helped him get this far. And I mean, who knows? Maybe he'll find what he's looking for. But we have what we need. We need to go.
Very well.
At which point you guys kind of all gather together. Are you grabbing the automaton, Tabix?
Yeah, we're dragging it over.
Okay, so you guys kind of both drag. You having the mechanical arm, you can just like clamp onto it and just like walk normally as it drags behind you. You're just kind of
nice
as it's dragging over towards the rest of you as you all become a collective and you guys kind of circle up. As it starts, the creature starts to kind of move its tendrils. It was an absolute pleasure doing business with you all. And honestly, I will say I'm impressed. Never have I had individuals come from the dog's chambers and then not only survive that, but also relinquish something that I'm sure the master will love. So, you will not be forgotten. As he starts to kind of, it's similar, you can start to see the tendrils kind of start to move and shift, and you can see the kind of the red hue of the ends of them as it starts to kind of coalesce, at which point all of a sudden you can start to see the ground around you kind of on the floor start to create these kind of lines of red as this kind of these sigils starts to become like created but beneath you as they kind of start to shift. Tengoru wishes you farewell. As you guys are all shifted out of the hall and located elsewhere. At which point, as you guys are shifted and the energy kind of dissipates around you as you guys feel yourself lurch and then kind of brought back to, you guys are now at the basement, at the entrance of where you guys entered into.
Damn.
Like at the bottom of the stairs, or
The bottom of the stairs.
in the building?
Bottom of the stairs.
Okay. So right outside the carnival or whatever the hell.
Right outside the Dread Labyrinth, or sorry, the Dread Arena.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Tiberius now holding this large kind of pyramid, and he has to like hold it with two hands. It's a very large kind of pyramid-shaped object. And I will say, as you guys kind of all sit in this space, you can now see that this relic of some sort. It has these kind of weird kind of holes kind of all over it in kind of a strange kind of cohesive kind of pattern. They're just kind of sprinkled all throughout it. You can see that the exterior of it has these kind of raised portions of it that kind of come up and then they recess. Some portions of it are smooth. Some portions are kind of rough. You can see it's like this kind of dark, kind of almost like red bronze kind of coloration to it, and you can feel it kind of or you can kind of see it kind of just emanating, kind of emit kind of this kind of faint hue of red energy as it just kind of is held in Tiberius's hands. It's probably about this big, like, so it's like probably like, so like each face kind of comes up like this, and then it's like about this tall. You just like kind of hold it with both arms.
That's mission accomplished.
At which point he goes, Valdis, take this, brother, Valdis, take this shit, it's heavy as fuck. As he kind of,
I'll grab it.
as you go and you kind of grab it from him, and now, Solomon, what were you saying?
That's mission accomplished. Thank Tiberius.
I think it is. I say we get back. We've officially been gone. We've been gone a while. Let's hurry up and get out of here. Let's report back.
Right. Yeah, let's get to the surface and report back.
All right. As you all kind of now collectively kind of, Brother Valdis, you holding the object of interest as you all begin to ascend the steps out of the Dread Labyrinth up to Shadefall proper above. That is where we'll end tonight's episode.
Nice.
Yeah.
Big ups.
I don't want to get too... I mean, my plan was to play a little bit longer today, but I don't want to just keep burning through. We don't have Tiberius, so...
Yeah.
So there you go.
We made it through.
I bet Eva would have loved being here so he could mouth off against that thing.
Dude, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, it's tough because, I mean, that went way too smooth because I know that man probably would have cast Hold Monster.
He would have said something to make
So,
him mad.
hey, that is unfortunate. That is unfortunate. But you know what? It is what it is. And maybe he wouldn't have. We don't really know. So that's why I figured err on the side of caution. I mean, you know, you guys already been through a lot of shit. I feel like it could have went either way. Tiberius, I mean, he could have either just been chill or he could have been not chill. We got chill Tiberius tonight. So we'll see what happens when we get back. But yeah, now it's just exfil. This guy's got to get up, get out, and then head back to the bunker. Hopefully nothing unfortunate happens.
Nothing.
Easy peasy.
Surely nothing unfortunate.
Surely
could
nothing.
possibly happen.
Surely nothing. Surely nothing will, unfortunately.
Surely no one
Well,
falls in the bog.
all right, that is all we got tonight, folks. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. We always appreciate you guys chilling with us. Hey, big shout out to David. Thanks for watching, but also thanks for fixing my mic before I went like another hour and just had dead comms that whole time and ruined the last half of this episode.
MVP.
So
Plus 10 cool
I
points.
need to take like extra seconds to just. I'm good at muting my mic. Apparently, I'm just ass at unmuting.
Or you wish
it,
it was you, wouldn't it?
I wish that was my cool points. Damn.
He
Damn.
said, what? You give
Maybe
those
next
cool
time.
points?
All
I'll
right.
get cool points sometime.
Hey, you'll all get cool points if you
He said,
survive.
I'm on that.
All right.
He said, I'm on that grind.
This music be mad intense for like, I mean, a reason, but not this reason.
Not a good one.
So anyway,
Oh, I just had the ominous shit from Tailspire going.
hell
The
yeah.
protection from good and evil would not have impacted the spell at all, right? Or the teleporting of that out?
Let's not worry about it.
Well,
Don't
actually,
ask
as a matter of fact,
Actually, you go back.
Everyone leaves but me. Yay.
Oh, nice! I just messed everyone's cameras up. Come
Oh,
on.
it would be just you done.
That would be my luck.
All right.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't
Like, you
technically.
didn't have enough cool
affect-
points to go.
Then,
Yeah.
That's
It wouldn't have
exactly what he
affected
would
anything
say.
that had happened.
It said-
You're like, how many cool points do you got? You're like,
Yeah, it says
Oh.
you're in debt. It said you have negative cool points. You ain't going anywhere. All right. Well, we hope everyone has a wonderful rest of your night. We'll catch you next time. It should be next Sunday again. Just keep an eye out for the Twitch schedule. Hopefully, we have a Tavernside Talks episode this upcoming week. But whenever we see you, we hope to see you. We hope you have a wonderful rest of your night. We'll catch you all later.
See you.